let's do a cheers to the Sobeys and Safer Liquid Beer for the podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! It's the 6 o'clock check-in. Come on, let's go. It's the AM Nasty Big Hello. It's the Cool Band Red Hot Nielson Show. Let's go. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Everybody tune in, even my wife.
Mommy likes you.
And those Macramala intros are cutting like a knife. Hey, it's Mitch texting in, he's your dealer for life. Let's crack at 6 o'clock, I'm logging with some sirloin bites.
Ho, ho! Happy December 9th, little boys and girls, little nasties joining us. What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Can you believe it? Trev won Fortnite 4 times over the weekend. I'm so proud of this kid. Unbelievable. Fortnite OG is back, and so is YouTube Trev. We said, Trev, how's your weekend? It's like, well, I won Fortnite 4 times. Congratulations, buddy.
Oh, thank you, boys.
Oh, wow.
It means a lot. I practiced a lot over the weekend, and I got 4 dubs. And I was just saying, it doesn't matter. Well, I played probably over 100 games, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I got 4 dubs, and so it felt good to be back. It honestly brought me back to just after I graduated high school when I was in the basement in Grandma's place.
Yes.
And yeah, the only thing different, she wasn't bringing down cookies every 30 minutes. So it was awesome, man. I had a grand old time. It was a lot of fun.
When you play a Fortnite game, how many people are in it?
100.
100.
So me and 99 other people.
And you survived and killed. And
Yeah. And I'm not going to lie, to start with, I was getting absolutely destroyed.
No.
And it was totally messing with my confidence. I was going into the games like, I can do this. I still got it. And then within seconds, my first game, I was the 4th person dead. I placed 96.
Damn.
Out of 100 people. So it wasn't a strong start. But you don't give up, you persevere, and that's exactly what I did. I got the dub, and I got a 15 kill game, which is really good, actually.
That's 50% of everybody in there.
Yeah.
Cool.
So not bad. Yeah, that's a good stat right there. Then I got 11 kills. I got 9 kills. I got some duo dubs. I played some squads. I got a dub in that with some buds.
Wow.
So we were all back. We were all having so much fun.
Holy, you are back.
Definitely
you are back.
The biggest story over the weekend for sure.
Yeah, it's
Probably
like
easily.
nothing against Juan Soto, but Trev got four wins.
I don't know if he has 4 wins under his belt.
But getting big wins in Matt, you know who you are. You're Rambo.
Oh,
So you're EST
I am.
Rambo.
Yeah,
You're
pretty
Fortnite
much
Rambo.
Yes.
Fortnite Rambo in the corner over there. YouTube Trev. I do like that. Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, you should dress up like Rambo when you play Fortnite.
That could
Just
be
at
a
home.
good bit.
I think that'd be good.
Twitch it.
Yeah. How was your weekend, buddy?
Good. Yours?
Let's see. What do we do?
Well, you were on the ice yesterday. I mean, tell the folks about
yesterday was
that.
good. How come I can't even remember what? Oh, Saturday we went and saw Moana 2 after hockey.
There you go.
The kids had hockey, and then we went to see Moana 2. Not as good as Moana 1, but still pretty good. Like the music wasn't as good, but still okay. The storyline was somewhat similar, but still good. Like we really enjoyed it. It it was a lot of fun. So yeah, we saw Moana 2 on Saturday, and then yesterday got the boards up for the rink.
Nice.
Yeah, real nice and good this year. Like nice, firm boards. I think it's going to snow a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow, and then it's cooling down. So I'll be throwing in the liner in like probably Tuesday afternoon, and then we're going to Flood City, which is going to be a lot of fun.
Christmas
so
skate.
Looking forward to that. Man, I'm hoping to bang out a Christmas skate here. We'll see. I'm going to have to flood a lot, but I'll try to get that done. And then it was White Mud West night at the Oil Kings game last night. I don't know, thousands of kids there. And both of our, so White Mud West must have sent 30, 35 teams. There's a ton of kids there. And then every
like
team
Fortnite.
gets, pretty much. And every team gets like a special experience at the game. So some kids got to go down and watch warm up from the bench. Other kids were on the ice for the anthem. Some kids were on the ice in the first intermission, second intermission. Both of my kids managed to be, I think there were 7 teams that were drawn to go on the ice after the game, and both of the kids' teams were drawn. So that was kind of nice. One of them wasn't disappointed or whatever. And so they got to skate on Rogers Place ice last night. They were very, very excited. And there must have been 85 to 90 kids out there. It was an absolute mess. Like just so many kids. But at one point I saw Marshall skating down the far side, like doing stick handling. And then went in towards the net because there was only skates and helmets, like no sticks or anything.
Hats and harness.
So I saw him. He was like pretending to skate down the wing, stick handle. Then he turns, goes to the net, shoots it. And then I see him skate past like the empty stands and he's like this. He's like, and then he flies by the bench. And I saw
like a young Dylan Holloway.
I skated by him. I was just like, hey, buddy. I said, were you sniping there? And then going to, he was like, yeah, Daddy, it was pretty neat. I was like, yeah. That is pretty cool, buddy. So, it was a lot of fun and a great game from the Oil Kings too. We'll get into a little bit more during the good, bad, and ugly, but they were down. It looked like they were going to get absolutely spanked. They were outshot like 16-3 in the first. And in the end, shots were like 37-30. Like it was close, and they win it in OT. Spoiler alert, just for the update. I didn't even do that, but
yeah.
But yeah, all in all, pretty nice little Sunday. So that was a lot of fun. Let's lay out the show for you this morning. If you need a conch today, I've got it locked and loaded. Conch test. All right, we're good to go there. That'll be good. Morning announcements coming up. We'll get to that. Lieutenant Eric's 12 Days of Christmas, day number 3. And I mean, Trev and I were talking about it after day number 1. It just sets the tone for a real fun show when you do your 12 Days of Christmas.
Yeah, and then when you're getting texts from places that aren't on the map yet.
Yeah, man, we'll get to that text in a second. Paris Jewelers inbox getting a big wow moment.
It's really got me up this morning.
Well, you got to be excited about it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big stories in the NFL yesterday. We'll get to that. Good, bad, and ugly from the weekend. Had to move some insiders around due to travel this week. So we got Craig Button today, Noodles tomorrow, Drager on Wednesday.
How about this? Maybe we just don't talk about the NFL today. Just take a week.
Yeah.
It's 14. We can... you're kind of 2/3 of the way. You could probably just take a week off.
Yeah, you know what though? But
Fast forward to week 15.
Your quarterback did something that's
Not
never
much
been
to-
done in the history of the game. I mean, we have to discuss it. He was brilliant yesterday.
9 straight AFC West titles, right? And it'll be an AFC. It'll be a conference crown sooner than later.
That's a good.
not good.
Trey Ford, 3 years.
Hernan Salas.
Oh, everybody! Hernan Salas breaking it too. That was awesome. Monday Night Football TD score wheel. We'll get to that. It's got to be. Well, there's some good names at the top tonight. Let's say that for sure. Yeah. Mike Tanier will be by just after 7:30 from the 2 Deep Zone. Fan Zone for fansfirst.ca. The question today is, are you over Holloway and Broberg now, right? Because you had a chance to boo them and everything. Some of you will never get over it. I understand that, but I want to have that conversation. Just before 8 o'clock. Kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. That hurts for James H. Brown. Ryan Rishaug will pop by. He's on the Got Your Back podcast. Also works for a little company called TSN. And then the Marmot Basin Snow Report. Find out how much freshie they got over the weekend. And the wrap for William Huff. So we got a jam-packed show today. The Nielsen Show, as always, brought to you by South Fort Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot. Go see Daniel and the Dream Team out at South Fort Chev. Daniel won 5 Fortnite battles over the weekend.
But still lost the
Trev
weekend
by
fantasy.
Trev popped his head around the monitor there like I was being for real. He's like, what? Daniel plays Fortnite? This is amazing. www.southfortchev.com. The Trailblazers, the Equinoxes, the Tracks. They got a bunch of mid-size SUVs on the way in. Reserve one now. You can hit us up in the Paris Jewelers inbox. Paris Jewelers actually sponsors the Kiss Cam at the Oil Kings game. So that was, I like to, Popeyes has a big presence. A bunch of our clients have a big presence down at the Oil King. So that was nice to see yesterday. But you can text us in the Paris Jewelers inbox. They've got flexible payment options. Do not pay until 2026 in stores. Plus a portion of sales from their holiday-specific collection will be donated to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Canada, which is also an excellent cause. One of your text messages will win text of the day today, and that'll get you a gift certificate to A&W. Bunch of text messages already rolling in. I do want to get to this one. Morning, boys. Checking in from Kralendijk, Bonaire. Mike, the Michigan fan. I'm going to conch Mike. That's got to be a new one for the map. I don't even know Bonaire was a country. Now we've Googled it to make sure it is, because we thought Mike, the Michigan fan, might have been making a joke one way or the other, either Bonaire because of a donaire, or Bonaire because of,
I wonder if a Fresh Prince lives there, hey?
Oh, instead of Bel Air, Bonaire.
I mean, there's got to be some sort of
there's a lot of different
dollar
things,
store
like,
spinoff, hey?
Yeah, whereabouts in the world is Bonaire?
The Panama Canal, was he saying?
Oh, I mean that. Oh, actually, I guess I do see a picture of the canal, or a canal. I don't know if it's the canal, but yeah, we'll see. The Smith TM14 says the wheel is just. We did hit our touchdown score last Monday, so that's big.
Yeah, Mondays we're clicking.
Yeah.
Thursdays we could spin for four.
Thursdays it doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work at that point. All right, so first time ever EST listener. Kralendijk, Bonaire. Mike, the Michigan fan, you've done it. You've done it, and we'll never forget the country. But
we certainly won't.
Yeah,
we're a state. Is
Bonaire.
it?
Yeah. Is it actually technically a country? How many people are in Bonaire? I'm going to type in Bonaire population. Yeah, Bonaire
your daddy will be getting
24,090. Bonaire, an island municipality of the Netherlands. What?
Whoa.
Lies off Venezuela's coast in the southern Caribbean. Its reef-lined coast is protected by Bonaire National Marine Park. Of course. Wow. Isn't that something? I also heard, I can't remember who the NBA player is, but I heard a nickname over the weekend in the NBA. He's called the Great Barrier Thief. He leads the NBA in steals, so his nickname is the Great Barrier Thief, which when you can come up with a real good, unique nickname like that, that is tremendous.
I think that's Juan Soto's name.
Yeah, well, we'll get to Juan Soto. So if you need a conch, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999 is where you can chime in this morning. Let's get to your morning announcements. We do have LT's 12 Days of Christmas, day number 3, still to come as well. But your morning announcements for 100.3 The Bear, Yukon, and McCord every single morning, except now because McCord's on vacation. And then Jess Jackson. We saw both Uke and Jess on Friday. They popped by here for a little festive
great.
givings. Yeah.
Uke's trim, hey?
Oh, yeah.
Holy heck.
Yeah, I saw, maybe you weren't around when he was here, it came by 3 weeks ago or something. And he's slimmed right down. He's been off the liquor.
That's what.
Yeah, 9 months off the liquor, apparently.
Running slim.
Doesn't look
not that he was like a.
Well, but Uke was jacked for a while.
Yeah.
No, now he's just a little slim
Now
guy.
that he's not competing,
Now he looks old.
Yeah.
He looks old now. All righty, let's get into your morning announcements. One more conch here from Norman at Combine. A conch for the Busby Bar floor, taking an absolute pounding Saturday night with Big Uke and the Combine crew. What a night! Man, Tommy wasn't even doing it live on location there. And those guys were still there at the Busby Bar, just crushing the dance floor. What a scene! That's awesome.
And the Bonaire jokes continue flying in the nasty chat.
Of course.
Living up to its name.
It's a municipality.
Monday morning, 6 o'clock hour.
It's a municipality. Come on, please. Grow up. All right, Trey Ford, let's start there. The Elks continue to hit it out of the park. Trey Ford, 3 years, not elite starters money, but starters money. He's going to be the number 1 quarterback. 3 years, around $1.2 million when it's all added up. I like it. I mean, Wanek loves it. What do you
he
make
was,
of
he
it?
was dancing around. I don't know. I mean, we're not surprised. We like it. I think we talked that morning on the show about, it's just a matter of time, running out of places to really go and kind of, use as a bit of leverage, I guess you could
This
say.
was his
But yeah,
best spot to be, and he still gets paid.
The
pretty good.
money in that regard, as you mentioned, isn't quite up there because, as we've argued as well, and I think it's we haven't seen a lot of him. The potential is there, and we can all dream, but he hasn't gone out and done it yet. And with this deal, the 3 years, I mean, this is now his. If he so chooses and reaches out and grabs it,
Take it, man.
Come training camp time, whatever. So now the dance goes to backups around the league, not just in this market, but the rest. So we'll see where the sand goes through the hourglass. But yeah, I mean, it was not too surprising, but a good old Friday afternoon buried announcement. I would have, kind of from a.
They're going to have a press conference today at 11:30. We will carry that live here on Edmonton Sports Talk. So it'll be half an hour of the lock shop. Huss isn't on today. He's too embarrassed about the Chiefs winning on a doink. So it'll be myself and one of the Cool Bet boys. We'll take you up to 11:30. Then we'll get to the Trey Ford availability. Killam will be there. Herv will be there. And then we into the oil stream.
In 3 years in CFL years, that's like
good
like a
term.
dog years type of
term.
thing. You got to multiply it.
These backup quarterbacks around the league, now that all the starter positions are taken, I do think now the money won't be there as far as starter money goes, but I do think it'd be a pretty hot market for backups. Like you have to have two quarterbacks in this league, and this just in.
Yeah.
You should probably have two quarterbacks in the other league too. Like you got to have two quarterbacks because there's going to be injuries. Some of these younger, maybe Ford, maybe Davis Alexander, these guys still struggle. There's still some hiccups in their game. You want to have some veteran quarterbacks out there. So I do think there'll be some decent contracts available for a Jake Mayer, for a Cody Fajardo. Like,
yeah, maybe a Mazzoli finds his way out of Ottawa and something happens there. But you're right, not just this side of the border, but the other side as well. The game is more physical than it's ever been. And why not have a great option B? There are some younger guys too that maybe you want to build on and take a chance on, but I think a lot of sought after veterans will be out there for that number 2 spot.
Edmonton Oilers Saturday night. Trev, you were on postgame Saturday night, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
How was it? What was the reaction like postgame?
Post-game, it was good. Everyone was in, happy thoughts. It was a happy night. There wasn't much negativity in the nasty chat that night.
Was there any conversation on the booing of Broberg and Holloway?
Yes, there was.
I'm wondering, like, what was the vibe? What were people saying? Like,
Yeah, people were like, suck it, and you get out of here. That's what you get.
Wow.
And when McDavid was...
I love your voice when you do people from the chat. Like,
And then when McDavid was pumping Holloway in the face, they liked that as well. They were discussing, that's the captain's way of showing you're not on this team anymore. Like, get out of here. So some nasties were getting a little nasty. They were getting heated.
Sent.
That was the only thing they were heated.
Yeah,
about
I mean, what else are you supposed to be heated about?
Broberg, what a assist, nice assist on McDavid's goal. I think I saw that a few times.
oh yeah, that one would have popped up.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
but it was good. It was.
I mean, in the end, it's another nice win for the.
it was a
Edmonton
solid
Oilers.
win.
Kapanen gets the last laugh, eh?
Yep.
Everything worked out. I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty much a everything worked out situation for the Edmonton Oilers on Saturday night. They don't play tonight. They do play tomorrow. Tampa Bay rolls into town. Stuart Skinner, .935 save percentage. Can I run some numbers by you recently? Stuart Skinner, last 6 games.
And he only beat Binner,
Mr. Canada
right?
himself.
Mr. Canada.
Mr. Canada. 931, 808, 941, 964, 938, 935. Are you not entertained? These are very good numbers from Stuart Skinner over the last two plus weeks. And that continued. He stops 29 of 31 against the St. Louis Blues. Haters be damned, right? He's playing relatively well as of late. Juan Soto gets the most money ever. I mean, he's just the most money ever. That's how you describe this.
I think it's more money than Bonaire has as like a collective,
Well, it might. Yeah, actually, Juan
he could
Soto.
buy 12 Bonairs and still have some walking around money
Yeah,
left.
Juan Soto is technically now the 47th richest country in the world. $765 million to play baseball. That is over $750 million. What? $51 million a year until he's 41 years old. But the Mets get their man. And Yankees fans are straight up imploding yesterday. I I saw. I think it was.
Well, it was only like
There was an insider.
$5 million. The difference. Wasn't it? Like
There was an insider yesterday I saw that said that this has escalators in it where it could actually hit 800 million.
yeah, over 800. Yeah.
I think.
Then there's also Bobby Bonilla memes being floated around, which
Of course.
you know,
Yeah. It's. I mean, I don't even know what to say about this type of money. It's insane, and especially in a sport like I guess I haven't dove like I don't. How important is one player in baseball? Because they get paid like they're Steph Curry or KD or LeBron, and like one player can impact a franchise significantly. Soto's great, but 8 other dudes are batting all the time. You know, I like it.
Well, he might bat twice.
It just seems if the
Would he be your golden bat?
Oh,
at that
you know
price?
what? At $765 million, maybe that's why it's so much, because they know the golden bat rule's coming, and they're like, this guy can bat instead of 5 times a game, 6 times.
This is
a game.
golden bat money. See, you're so used to the pre-golden bat times where that was just.
So you're saying we've now entered the golden bat
funds.
era?
This is golden bat era. Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, it's a ridiculous amount of money. The Mets obviously wanted to be that team who were like, look at us, we're the big boys, especially in New York, taking them from the Yankees. But still, how does he live up? Like, what does this dude have to accomplish to live up to a $765 million deal over the next 15 years? And you can say, oh, well, 3 MVPs. Like you're paying this guy's going to be making this type of money when he's 37, 38, 39, 40, 41 years old.
Well, it's Steve Cohen's town now. Like that's
what he's trying to do.
It's the Randy, South Park, the wheelbarrow, the balls.
That's a Dan Campbell meme.
Well, that's what that is. Steve Cohen, he saw Campbell and he raised him.
I just like, if Juan Soto helps him deliver 1 World Series, is that worth $750 million? Or do we have to sit here and go, this guy needs to be
in New York?
3-time MVP with the Mets, 3-time World Series champion, and they must have a Subway Series, and he must beat the Yankees in it.
That's
like,
what it says. Yeah,
like
exactly.
That's like, it's just, I don't know how you would ever have somebody live up to this type of money. I don't know how you do it.
Steve Cohen just purchased the island of Bonaire.
So, saw this stat last night when it comes to ridiculous amount of money that Soto is making. There have been 7 contracts in NHL history to hit $100 million in total value. All 7 of those combined still do not reach the contract that Juan Soto just signed. The 7 richest contracts in the history of the National Hockey League, added up, do not reach the $765 million that Soto just signed. Ovechkin, Draisaitl, Weber, Crosby, Kovalchuk, McKinnon, McDavid combined $753.2 million. Juan Soto by himself, $765 million. It's bloody insane. And I don't understand how he's supposed to get that done. Justin Balgoni makes a fair point when you compare it to Ohtani money. For Soto to live up to that money, he's going to have to learn how to pitch as well. Like, for $750 million,
no.
You should be able to do everything.
And then catch his own pitches.
Yeah.
Like, you'll throw it.
Both.
Nelson Munsett and run behind the plate. Dr. J says even Darnell Nurse thinks this is a lot to live up to.
Oh, well done. Well done, Dr. J. That's pretty impressive. It's very impressive. Could that be text of the day for A&W, where the mushroom mozzarella burger is finally back, limited time only. The buddy, the mama, the uncle burger, the timeless classic, fully loaded, mouthwatering mozzarella, cremini mushrooms, grilled onions, grainy Dijon aioli. What are you waiting for? The mushroomy, mozzarella-y goodness at your nearest A&W, just $4.99. Tomorrow will be a game day, so mama burger and fries for $5 as well. All right, let's celebrate Juan Soto's new deal with the 12 Days of Christmas. Yeah. How are your singing pipes, my man? Oh, he's ready. He's ready. That boy's ready.
He's got goosebumps.
Hey, did you ever think of becoming a professional singer?
No.
Would have been something.
Yeah.
I'd buy your album.
Yeah, well,
Beautiful.
Trev, would you buy his album?
Of course.
Of course he would. That's 2 albums.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I've gone, what is that? Copper?
No.
He's got a copper
The kid's
record.
got copper.
He's got a
Two
copper
sales.
record. All right, Lieutenant Eric's 12 Days of Christmas. Day number 3 to get you in the
Already on 3.
festive mood.
Yeah.
Oh, it's flying by.
Flying by.
It's flying by. Here we go. Lieutenant Eric's 12 Days of Christmas, day number 3.
On the first day of Christmas, EST gave to me local programming 6 to 6 daily. On the second day of Christmas, EST gave to me 2 TVs for read and local programming 6 to 6 daily. On the third day of Christmas, EST gave to me 3 artichoke hearts, 2 TVs for read and local programming 6 to 6 daily.
You had to do it.
I had to get him in there. I only ate 1 though, right? I mean, it's kind
I
of.
only had 1,
but there
but
was a
there-
handful there.
There are 3 of us.
You ate 1. I took 2 and put them on a plate the next day. That counts
You
as 3.
did,
So
yeah.
that's where the
3
comes in.
artichoke hearts. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
So now every day, henceforth till Christmas, you can get reminded about the artichoke hearts.
I was really hoping somebody would remind me every single day between now and Christmas.
You'll get
about
that
artichoke
taste
hearts.
coming back into your
Yeah.
buds.
Sarah says I would look up his songs on Spotify. Wow.
Would you?
If you did
Wow.
if you did songs, Eric, that's terrific.
I just put them up on YouTube. You would need to pay for all that.
You don't want to.
Yeah.
All right. So here's this is what I'm thinking right now. So we've got Oilers win again. Trey Ford signs for 3 years. Lieutenant Eric has the voice of an angel. If we're not changing 100, like immediately, I'm very sad. I'm very sad on a Monday.
Well-
if you're watching on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up right now.
Like the pickled herring looms.
Wow.
I saw Tammy Friday.
That's
She
a
was telling me how
something.
she chases you around at the.
Yeah, she chases
And
her-
the family. The family gangs up on you and chases you around the house. They're all pickled herring gang.
I could see them holding me down and forcing one down my throat. It's troubling. Anyway, if you're watching on YouTube today, subscribe to the channel as we try to make our push to 11,000 subs. And give us a like right now. Hammer the thumbs up for us. Listen to this guy sing. My goodness, have you ever heard anything so glorious in your entire life? Big stories around the National Football League yesterday. We'll dive into all of those, good, bad, and ugly from the weekend. We've got Rishaug and we've got Button to talk about the heating up Edmonton Oilers. And boy, Stuart Skinner looks like a championship goalie right now, doesn't he?
Binner, more like Skinner.
Oh,
Hey,
wow. That's you got all the jokes today.
Well,
You're on fire today. All right, let's get to an update right now with Lieutenant Eric for the fine folks who just get it over at Nisku Glass.
The Toronto Blue Jays missing out on Juan Soto. He agrees to a 15-year, $765 million deal with the Mets yesterday. The deal could escalate to over $800 million, making it the largest pact in team sports history. Kansas City Chiefs clinching their 9th straight AFC West title last night with a 19-17 win over the Chargers. Join me tonight. We'll close out Week 14 from the Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. It'll be the Cowboys hosting the Bengals. Loaded burgers on special and free heated underground parking available. In the NHL yesterday, the Blue Jackets over the Jets 4-1. Avs shutting up the Devils 4-0. Stars dumped the Flames 6-2. Rangers, they fall at home to the Kraken 7-5. And the Lightning double up the Canucks 4-2. Oilers have wins in 5 of their past 6. They will wrap up a 3-game homestand tomorrow against Tampa. 3 games tonight. Montreal at home to Anaheim. The Blackhawks visit the Rangers, and Buffalo host Detroit. LeBron James missed his first game of the season due to foot soreness. Lakers would go on to beat Portland 107-98. No sweat there.
He can have mine.
Raptors host the Knicks in the lone game later this evening. Back over to hockey. The Oil Kings 3-2 overtime victors against the Pats yesterday. Oil Kings are back on the ice Saturday at home to Swift Current. And Fort McMurray double up Devon 4-2 in the lone AJHL contest. Action will pick up tomorrow with Canmore visiting Olds. This sports update brought to you by Nisku Glass. We want to thank EST and all the listeners and viewers, and what better way than to give them a deal. Mention Edmonton Sports Talk or present your Nasty Club membership for a 10% discount on windshields, glass, or any of your window and door orders. Call us today to get that ugly broken windshield replaced or to start planning your winter and spring renovation projects now.
got the Nielson Show flu, and there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? AM Nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in on TuneIn, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast when we fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind? 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interest. Just Tuffy and Eric and all of the bad cats like Rishaug and Noodles. Gadget can gauge it. If it's just fun but a cool bet to make a little wager. We can't wait for the Monday mandate. Shaggy's always on time. Tommy's always late.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Forget about the old place. Hey, we were number one in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We want to hear some hot takes and we want to hear Renee. Why not hold the neck up when I want our kids away? Beat up the tire fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about Amanda Games? Marimella, Rapaport, Dragger, Engineer. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. Button and my cousin and the tales of the north. All about the given present, Dusty go on. What say you? AM Nasty crew. We got the Nielson Show flu, and there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it.
634 with the AM Nasty. Thank you very much for being here. It is the Nielson Show. Dustin Nielson, Lieutenant Eric, YouTube Trev with you. Craig Button coming up just after 7 o'clock today. I'm working the World Junior A Challenge with Craig Button on Sunday.
That's right, too.
Get to do 2 games with Craig on Sunday. I'm very excited about that.
Gift exchange.
Well, I'm going to try taking some EST socks.
And a pot of gold.
Oh, wouldn't that be? You mean...
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't given out a good pot of gold of chocolate things in a while.
It's a nice. Nobody hates
I feel
a
like the pot of gold's kind of been passed over by various other chocolates.
Toffee Phase turtles. No, get back to the
lots of things.
the
There.
original.
Let's bring that back a little bit. All right, Nasty Chat is hopping over there. If you are watching on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up for us. We'll dive into a few of your chats. Of course, you can text us in the inbox as well. And 19 away from changing 100, so let's do that. Abootski05 says, guys, this song sounds so much better this year. Is Lieutenant Eric juicing? Box Pounder's wondering if you had vocal cord enhancements. What's say you? I don't know. Are you cranking that up a notch this year? Or what?
I joined Vernon Adams down south. We had an off-season camp.
Makes sense.
Where I just worked out my throat.
Yeah, I like it. In Bonaire. Ryan Hodgson says, I love pro sports, and I don't mind them making good money, but no athletes deserve this kind of money.
Yeah, but we say this every time. There's going to be a time where there's $1 billion deal signed, and we'll be like,
how far away are we from
nerve.
that?
Well, that's the we keep inching close. Capitalism is a runaway train. How much longer can you justify in going to a game and taking your kids and saying, these hot dogs are insane, $15, and there's a guy making $1 billion in front of you as you got to go schlub off to the factory the next day and work at make a box for your kids and it's nonsense.
It is nonsense.
It's stupid, and not stupid in the cool way.
Okay, so who will be? Let's play this game. So Soto just surpassed $750 million. Who will be the first athlete in team sports to get $1 billion contract?
It's got to be baseball.
It's got to be baseball.
Some kid from the Dominican we haven't heard about yet. Like there's a kid right now waking up, and he's.
I would think we're what, 6-7 years away from $1 billion contract. Sure. Who is it, folks? You're all sports fans. Who do you think is the first $1 billion athlete? 780-218-9999 or hit us up over on the Nasty Chat. JCD780 says, that's over $1 billion Canadian. I'd have to work 10,000 years to make that much. Yeah, or you could get on base 4 out of every 10 times. I mean, one or the other. One or the other. I know like we are a hockey mad country, but we should probably teach our kids to be pitchers like relief pitchers.
Relief pitcher.
Backup catchers.
A golfer.
Whatever. I mean,
you go win a couple of,
there's a lot of money in other places, right? Joel says Bobby Witt Jr. Is that the next big name that'll be coming up?
Yeah, maybe. Hey.
Yeah, I mean, it's a guy who will be a free agent somewhere between 4 to 7 years from now. Like, that's probably what it'll be. Anyway, I mean, congratulations to Juan Soto.
Yeah, you got your... And
oh, my God.
Condolences to the Jays and the Red Sox. And
yeah, I really thought the Jays were going to get him.
In the party, right? Like, now that's done. Soto Jet, shut it down.
No, now he owns a fleet.
The Butt Factory is...
Of jets.
Go home.
Is that when you really are rich?
Fleet of jets.
That's what I kind of imagine it as. Like somebody's truly rich when you can fly via PJ.
Yeah, you have a hangar with... Which PJ are we going to take today?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's super duper rich. I'm thinking if you own one private jet, that's when you're super rich.
Well, Brett Sake has a private jet, does he not?
No. God,
he's close, though. He's on the cusp,
No,
right?
I don't think so. Trev, do you think that's accurate? Like, you're truly, officially crazy rich when you have your own private jet.
I mean, yeah, that's got to be the final.
Right? That has to be the final boss in richness.
Yes, like in the game of life. What's that other game? It's always the Jets, the last purchase, and it's just like that's when you know you've really made it. You got your own PJ. Oh gosh, I'm just drilling right now.
God.
I want my own PJ.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I have a toy jet.
Fortnite Rambo. All right, NFL yesterday. The Kansas City Chiefs, they can't luck their way to a Super Bowl this year.
Why not?
Can they?
Why not?
A doink for the division. A field goal that goes off the uprights and in.
They weren't even
to squeak by the Chargers.
They weren't even surprised. The celebrations afterwards were fairly muted. Like it was just kind of like, yeah, we do it again this way.
I saw something yesterday. I don't know if I liked it on X. It was they've got one loss in the year, but I think there's 7 or 8 teams that got better point differential than the Kansas City Chiefs do right now. They just continue to squeak by opponent, regardless of opponent's caliber, whether they're good teams, bad teams, great teams. They just continue to squeak by them. It's unbelievable. They continue to find a way.
13-0 at the half. Like they let the Chargers, they're kind of toying around with them in a sense, but finding ways.
We'll see how long that can continue. Josh Allen yesterday. Got to get to it. We're going to come back to it a little bit later on.
But it will continue because they'll get top spot, so they won't have to.
They'll be at home, and it just it's. I mean, at some point they got to just go away. Buffalo scores 21 points in the fourth quarter. Not enough as the Rams hang on. Wild game. 86 points, no turnovers.
Oh, and that's just Josh Allen's fantasy day, eh?
Well, so Josh Allen in fantasy yesterday had over 50 points. The second highest all season, I think, was Jameis with 37 at the quarterback position. So, Jameis doesn't hold that
another fun afternoon as well, eh?
Oh, Jameis. Josh Allen essentially wrapped up the MVP yesterday, even in a loss. 342 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 82 yards on the ground, 3 rushing touchdowns. He literally did everything he possibly could. What's the saying? Bills just couldn't stop a nosebleed. Is that?
No, they couldn't.
Yeah.
And they couldn't before McCaffrey got hurt last week as well. They have some things they need. And there was a block punt for a touchdown, which ultimately, in the end, was the difference. But entertaining game for the neutral. Congratulations to Trevor Savage. Rams needed that one, too, in the dogfight that is the NFC West.
Yeah, it's like a really pathetic dogfight.
It's a turtle derby, yeah.
It's all the dogs that couldn't make the big dog fight. They're just wrestling around now.
Rams with a doable schedule, though. And you're going to, our LA EST Flyway LA winner might be going to the game of the season for the Rams against the Cardinals.
Yeah.
It very well could be. Yeah.
That's a massive game. Yeah, congratulations to Chris, who already chose sides on that one because he was in the Pro-Am buying a Rams hat. So he's ready to go cheer for the home side. For the home side in that one. The Miami Dolphins using overtime to get by Aaron Rodgers and the Jets.
Yeah, 14 straight years now. That's
actually covered the spread. The spread was 5.5.
Oh, good.
And they got the 6 to get it done in overtime yesterday. Seahawks. Very important win over the Cardinals when you talk about that division. The Seahawks still lead that division by a game, but everybody still in the mix in that division because the Niners destroyed the Bears. 38-13 was the final there. That is the best the Niners have looked in a long time. And you can say, and I totally understand where you be coming from, and it's justified. Oh, it's the Bears. But the Bears had just lost 3 games in a row to the Vikings, Packers, and Lions in the division. and they were all like within 3 points. So they'd been hanging in there with some pretty good teams.
Yeah.
And then go and get absolutely pumped by the Niners, a Niners team that had lost their last 2 games by 25 points or more.
Still hesitant to say that the Niners are back.
Yeah, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it's just.
But still hanging around that division. Anything's possible now. Rams-Niners, Thursday night. From Santa Clara, California.
That's a great game, too. And where will you be?
Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. Same as tonight as well for the Cowboys and Bengals. Free heated underground parking and loaded burgers on special.
That should be an entertaining game tonight.
Very good, yeah.
I think that'll be a very
And the wheel's going to be,
entertaining game
as you mentioned earlier, a nice populated wheel. Top heady.
And I was going to get to this one next, but Wheels is already in there, so let's do it. Good morning, Nasties. Congratulations to Chuba Hubbard for going over 1,000 yards rushing for the first time in his NFL career. Boom. The local boy.
Yeah, it was a tight one.
Gets the job done. 1,000-yard season. Got himself a new contract this year as well.
Yeah.
So all in all, best year of Chuba Hubbard's life. Incredible season.
Saquon, another 100-yard game as well.
He becomes the Eagles' all-time
1,600
single-season leading
yards.
rusher.
Yeah.
And he's not done yet.
Hell of a season.
Yeah, he's been absolutely incredible. I know some people are trying to make a case for him to be MVP, but let's be honest, it's going to Josh Allen.
Well, another terrible day for New York football. The Jets, you mentioned, losing in overtime, but that Giants game too. I mean, they had an opportunity to tie it on the final kick, and that was missed at home to the Saints. I mean, and then you see Saquon Barkley going off for another 100-yard afternoon. Ooh.
Tough one.
Yeah.
And the Minnesota Vikings all over the Atlanta Falcons. Huss was at that game.
I saw it,
actually. Sam Darnold. Some people call him Sammy Darts. He goes 22 of 28, 347 yards, and a career high 5 passing touchdowns. Addison, wow, what a day. Addison had 3 touchdowns on 133 yards. Jefferson, 2 touchdowns and 132 yards. Just off the top of my head, 2 receivers with over 130 yards this season in the same game on the same team with multiple touchdowns. That's got to be the first time that happened all year.
Vikings have won 6 straight, 11-2, still keeping pace with the 12-1 Lions. Falcons, meanwhile, 4 losses in a row. Buccaneers yesterday make it their 3rd straight win as they leapfrog them for the division. So another week we can talk about the Falcons a lot less. And less.
Is it weird as a Lions fan that I'm very nervous about the Packers and the Vikings and the Eagles, but I also at the same time, and this can be a weird thing to say, but like, give me the Chiefs.
Sure.
Like, I'm sorry. I think Detroit would take care of business against the Kansas City Chiefs.
I think a lot of people would love the Chiefs right now.
I think the Steelers might be able to knock off the Chiefs in the playoffs.
Guess who the Chiefs get next week? The Browns. In Cleveland, mind you, but
Jameis wins that football game.
Yeah, Jameis, you are our only hope. You are our only hope.
Jameis and the Browns beat the Chiefs. Jameis Winston gets it done. The old gunslinger goes out and gets it done. That's my bold take on a Monday. Jameis Winston and the Browns are going to beat the Chiefs this weekend.
Next Sunday, those Steelers visit the Eagles. Packers, Seahawks, Bills, Lions from Detroit.
That's going to be a great game.
And again, Thursday, Rams, Niners. So a couple good ones on the slate. And Jets, Jaguars.
Well, that's one that everybody wants to see.
It's almost like the Titans Jaguars game. Say it, 10-6. I mean, you had...
Well, the Titans, I'm done with them now.
You had them for a couple weeks.
I put them on that teaser on Friday and moved them from 3-point favorites to 3.5-point dogs. They scored 6 points and lost by 4. Like, that's why you have to stay cool and bet responsibly, because sometimes things happen that will make you lose your mind. And that was one of them. All right, if you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart, or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. You can text us, 780-218-9999. And, of course, tell your friends about EST and how easy it is to listen to the channel. You just download iHeart and hit play on Edmonton Sports Talk. And it connects right to your vehicle if you have Bluetooth. And you just push one button when you get in your truck or your car or your midsize SUV that you got at Southport Chevrolet, because they're hard to find, and they got them. Reserve one now. All right, let's get into our good, bad, and ugly from the weekend. You can play along in the inbox over in the chat. Good, bad, and ugly from the weekend. What's your good? What's your bad? What is your ugly? Changing 100. Actually, I hadn't even given us a like yet. There we go.
Changing 100.
All right, let's keep going here. The Edmonton Oilers absolutely rolling right now. Trey Ford sticking around. How can you not be excited? Hammer the thumbs up for us. Great button coming up in about 13 minutes time. Ryan Rishaug, and we're only talking Trey Ford with Rishaug today. That's it. No Oilers talk with Shaggy.
Yeah.
Just kidding. We'll talk about all of it. What's your good from the weekend, buddy?
I'm going back to the Yas Marina circuit. Formula One season wrapping up over the weekend. And Pierre Gasly, P7. But
Pierre Gasly?
He did it. He did it. The whole season costing his team no money in damages. We identified this little nugget a couple races back that he was trucking along. No, not even a cent. Like, not even... How do you go?
That's insane.
It really is.
Just like
it
other
is
people
remarkable.
causing issues
anything,
for you.
Anything. I mean, you run over. Hell, you hit a nail. You get a tire. I don't know, anything. He didn't cost his team any money in damages the entire Formula One season. That's got to be good. It's great.
That's the guy you want.
And P7 yesterday. It's not like he's kind of, hanging around at the back and not doing anything.
He lurks around.
Driving aggressively, but...
Gasly's always in between 15 and 8 or 7.
Yeah.
Like, he lurks around. But I wonder if any of these other teams would be like, wait a second, he didn't cost them any damage at all year? Oh, we'll take him.
Yeah.
And he can be middle of the pack, get you some points once in a while.
I mean,
jeez.
I just find that totally remarkable.
Congratulations to McLaren. They get their first Constructors' Championship in quite some time.
Yep.
Lewis Hamilton, Charles Leclerc, and Lewis Hamilton, both working their way through the grid yesterday to very impressive finishes. I have to say, I did catch
Stroll 14th.
Oh, season high probably. I watched the last 10 laps for Lewis's final 10 laps with Mercedes, and he did it while tracking down his teammate and blowing by him on the last lap to finish 4th.
It's going to look all sorts of funny seeing him in that red.
It's going to be weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Final race with Mercedes. Obviously had so much success at Mercedes. Will join Charles Leclerc on Ferrari next year. And I wonder how many more good years he has left in him. He's going to a car that's not that. I mean, Mercedes car this year wasn't garbage, but it was undeniably the 4th best on the grid. Max's car was better. McLaren was better. Ferrari was better. What can close to the end of his career, Lewis Hamilton do in a Ferrari next year?
And a terrible season for Sergio Perez finishes on that note as well. Did not finish for him. Plus Valtteri Bottas as well, not being able to.
I don't know how you could waste the second Red Bull car as much as Checo did this year.
Hammers at home. This result. Yeah,
that was tough. My good from the weekend, and Trev, if you've got a good, you can feel free to chime in here as well. I'm going back to the Oil Kings game last night. Fun experience for the kids. And like I said, they were being outshot 16-3 and down 2-0 in the first period and just stuck with it and took that game over the final 2 periods. The shots were essentially even. They go to overtime. They win it. Everybody's excited. The kids had a great time after having a chance to get down on the ice. But just a really good effort from the Oil Kings yesterday to come back and pick up the victory against the Regina Pats. So
14-12, 1-1. Back on the ice Saturday at home to the Broncos.
You said today before the show, you're like, man, the Oil Kings are like the team that doesn't play during the week.
It's so weird.
It's just straight up.
But good for the kids. I mean, again, if you're looking for a little plan on the weekend,
it was awesome. It was a 4:00 start. The kids had an absolutely tremendous time. An epic chant broke out. The Oil Kings actually had a goal disallowed. And there was one of the longest reviews I've ever seen.
Kids are all chanting BS.
No, they're all chanting and they're just pointing and they're just big chant with thousands of kids just going, goal, goal, goal. And only adults would get bored with it. The kids kept doing it the entire. I looked over at Marshall. He had to hold up his arm. He was like this with the other arm, like when you have your hand up at school. He's like, goal, goal,
selling out for the team.
Goal.
Yeah.
And then they came out and said no goal, and it was.
Marshall's
it was a
commotion.
It was a commotion, yeah. Yeah, well, actually, Elizabeth's team, because I had both kids there, so I had one over here. I was going back and forth between them because they both wanted to stay with their teams. Elizabeth's team, after that no-goal call, started chanting, ref, you suck. Ref, you suck.
Wow.
And part of me was like, this is a little inappropriate. They're 7 and 6 years old. But then secondly, I thought, as a young sports fan, it's good to know that you can identify poor officiating. And not that it was poor. I mean, it was a review, and I guess
you'd be right there with them at that age, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Daddy would be.
Yeah.
You'd be. I mean, come on.
Elizabeth looked back at me, and I said, "You can say suck."
I'm sure there's some ice games back in the day where you. let the explicits
Well,
fly.
the ice didn't
Or
come.
was that not,
the ice
till-
didn't come to town till I was like in grade 11 or 12.
Well, still.
So I was already swearing a lot
Ref, you
by
suck.
then.
Yeah,
So it didn't matter at that point. But these are just little kids still. All right, 780-218-9999. You're bad from the weekend. What are we looking at, buddy?
Going back to the NFL slate, the Cardinals lost to Seattle with the Seahawks, Rams, and Niners all victorious in that division. That's a bad result for them. It's not like a sexy bad. It's just like a legit bad.
Whatever. I mean, that's a tough bad. That's not ideal.
Tommy Gazzola, it's pour one out for you. Big Cardinals guy.
Well, they're still certainly.
They're still in the mix, but I mean, it's just the weekend couldn't have gone any worse for you as a Cardinals fan by all those results.
Yeah, that would not have been good.
And they've lost 3 in a row. Seahawks have won 4 straight. The Rams have won 2 in a row. The Niners are back in the win column. The Cardinals have lost 3 straight.
I don't think any of those teams,
slipping
Niners
away.
included, would worry anybody else in the playoffs. So,
No.
like, I don't.
But you get
think
that
so.
bonus game. It's like making your way into the college football playoff picture. It may not mean anything for some, but
My bad from the weekend. I think I have to go back to the Tennessee Titans. Like you're at home, and is this a little bit of grudge, Dusty, because I had them on a ticket? Yes, I'll just be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie, but you're at home playing against a Jacksonville team that somehow sucks worse than you, or at least I thought they did, until they beat you 10-6 in your own house without Trevor Lawrence. Their quarterback threw 2 interceptions. It still wasn't enough.
division rivalry.
God, that was
Titans, Jags, that's, they hate each other.
That was an ugly one. Here's another bad I got to share with you. This is from the Spite League. Can I throw the
Yeah. What's going on in there?
Spite League bad?
Your players came back from Aruba.
We're
All
back.
nice. So you're all,
We're back. We were at Aruba,
Smoking
and
those
then
cigars
we popped into Bonaire for a little bit.
Sure. The PJ.
But so it's a 16-team league. 12 teams make the playoffs. Numbskulls, as his team name is, was a guy who traded me Derrick Henry. I got Nico Collins. Like, he was in full-blown rebuild mode this year. Went 3-10 in the regular season. 3-10. Still snuck into the playoffs somehow at 3-10, and then blew up yesterday and knocked off one of our best teams in the playoffs.
That's
with
how
a
it can
3,
happen.
like for Tuna, who's on the other side of it. That's a bad beat right there.
Yeah.
Like you're taking on a team that was essentially trying to tank, and instead you lose to a 3-win club.
This is PTSD of me taking on McCord in the Dunya.
Same type of thing.
Well, no, but you can have a terrible
Yeah.
season. That one matchup, that 1 week where the buys don't go your way. And
I texted Number yesterday and I said, dude, you getting into the playoffs with 3 wins and beating Tuna's team is blasphemous. Like, it just is. Now, that's another big boy that I was a bit concerned about on my path, because like the Saquon Barkley owner in our league just went down. It's insane. I guess it's not over, but it's almost over. It's 99-74. The team with 99 has CeeDee Lamb tonight. The team with 74 has Jamar Chase. So, I mean, it's probably over. But if that was me, I'd be like, how's a 3-win team making the playoffs? Damn Spite League. All right, and you're ugly from the weekend. Where are you going with your ugly?
the New York Jets, 14th straight season missing the playoffs. That leads all pro leagues in that department.
Really?
Yeah. And I mean, they can kind of be forgiven, I guess. You've got the Patriots that were in there, and now the Bills are dominating, and the Dolphins always in the mix. But yeah, overtime loss. Dolphins, Tua, 6-7. They're making. It's interesting that if he wouldn't have gotten hurt, right? Like, again.
Well, I mean,
What could have been, because with them and without him, it's 2 different things. But
if he stays healthy the entire season, I think they're in the playoffs.
oh yeah, at
Right,
least.
at
I don't know
least.
what they're doing with the division, but yeah, the Jets. And again, he doesn't even get the documentary trailer bump.
Wow.
You know, the week that they released the trailer, you would have thought that would spur on the team collectively.
Well, if you didn't want to watch Enigma before, you definitely want to watch it now.
yeah.
Here's my ugly from the weekend. Did you see the numbers at the end of the first half of the Niners-Bears game? First half yards, net yards in the first half. San Francisco 49ers, 319. Chicago Bears, 4. Yardage in the first half of this football game was 319 4.
Now, where do those 4? Is that like a good run?
Yeah, I looked it up.
Couldn't have been a pass. Could it? Like,
I don't know. I think
a combination.
I thought Caleb Williams had like 27 passing yards, so they must have lost like just 23 yards on the ground. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. But how do you get outgained in a professional football game, 319 to 4? That's ugly.
Only the Broncos can do that and win when they're playing the Jets, right? Like,
That's right. That's very, very ugly. Very, very ugly. But the Monday Nighters should be entertaining. This should be a high-scoring game. The Bengals essentially only play in high-scoring games. And if you would like to join Lieutenant Eric tonight at Century Casino.
Night game in Dallas, no sun. Won't be an issue.
Let's do this. Let's give somebody a chance to get in the mix on this gift certificate right now for the Monday Nighter between the Cowboys and the Bengals. If you like the Bengals tonight, you'll text Bengals to 780-218-9999. If you like the Cowboys at home as a 5.5-point dog, you text Cowboys to 780-218-9999. All right, so if you like the Bengals minus 5.5, text Bengals. If you like the Cowboys plus 5.5, text Cowboys. If you get it correct, you'll go into a draw for a gift certificate to Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge on Fort Road, and we will do that draw tomorrow morning, and one of the boys will be in touch, and you will win yourself a little gift certificate. So maybe you can take it and join LT on Thursday night.
Yeah.
You can do that as well. Oh, I love Rip City Step asking how all my best ball teams are doing. It's a great question. I will read through all of my best ball lineups and stats coming up in hour number 2. No, I will not.
That's good.
No, I will not. All right, coming up in hour number 2, we do have lots to get to. Craig Button's going to join us just after 7 o'clock. That's so good. The Elks do it again. This Chris Morris is a genius. What can we say?
Hey?
Continue to hit it out of the park here, Elks fans. And what are we saying in the offseason? Are you not entertained? That's what it should be right now. I will spin the wheel for the Monday Night Football touchdown score. Mike Tenier will casually sit down and join us just after 7:30. And then the fan zone for fansfirst.ca. Are you now over Holloway and Broberg? Will you ever be over Holloway and Broberg? I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't, but I'm asking if you are. We'll do that with a fan zone coming up here around 7:45 today. But Craig Button, who usually joins us on Tuesdays, is going to slide in on a Monday as the Edmonton Oilers continue to get things done. All right, let's get to an update right now with Lieutenant Eric for the crew over at Green Plan and Craig Button for Pro-Am Sports in less than 5 minutes.
Move over, Igor Shesterkin. Juan Soto agreeing to a 15-year, $765 million deal with the Mets yesterday. The deal could escalate to over $800 million, making it the largest pact in team sports history. Over to the NFL, where the Chiefs clinched their 9th straight division title. 19-17, they'd hang on to defeat the Chargers. You can join me tonight. We'll wrap Week 14 at the Century Casino Sports Bar Lounge. It's the Cowboys and the Bengals. Loaded burgers on special and free heated underground parking available. Over to the NHL, Blue Jackets over Winnipeg 4-1. Colorado shutting out New Jersey 4-0. Stars dumped the Flames 6-2. Rangers, they followed home to the Kraken 7-5, and the Lightning double up the Canucks 4-2. Oilers, with 5 wins in their past 6 games, will wrap up a 3-game homestand tomorrow against those Tampa Bay Lightning. Tonight, 3 games on tap. Buffalo at home to Detroit. Chicago visit the Rangers. And Jacob Trouba could be making his Ducks debut as Anaheim are in Montreal to battle the Habs. LeBron James missed his first game of the season due to foot soreness. Lakers, though, would go on to win, beating Portland 107-98. The Raptors will host the Knicks in the lone game around the association tonight. Back over to hockey, the Oil Kings 3-2 overtime winners against the Pats yesterday on home ice. Oil Kings back in action Saturday at home to the Swift Current Broncos. And Fort McMurray doubling up Devon 4-2 in the lone AJHL game. Action will pick up tomorrow when Canmore visits Olds. Sports Update brought to you by Green Plan, providing you with award-winning environmental planning and consulting service. Whether it's municipal, industrial, or residential, plan it right with Green Plan. Visit green-plan.com or give them a call, 780-455-4292.
The Nielson Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
On the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here today. You can text us anytime in the Paris Jewelers inbox at 780-218-9999. The Nielson Show is brought to you by South Fort Chevrolet. Go see Daniel and the Dream Team out at South Fort Chev. Drive a little, save a lot. See their crew, www.southfortchev.com. We are looking today at a high of 0. -1 right now. We'll continue to get down to about -3, then back to -1. -7 and 8 overnight. A few flurries in the forecast as well. Then look at this. This is flooding weather. This is overnight lows.
You should be doing this over top of the anthem.
Oh, yeah. Flooding in the dark.
Yeah,
-11, -11, -8, -8, -8, -12, -16, -16, -15. I'm going to get down a good 3 to 4 inches. This in the next 10 days on the rink. The boards are up. The liner is ready. Let's start flooding. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Looking forward to getting back out there with the kids. That's a good. We'll spin the random wheel for a Monday Night Football anytime touchdown score. The wheel was just last week. Ended up calling Jerry Judy.
It's a Monday night wheel.
Yeah, you're right. It really is. Mike Tenier is going to pop by from the Two Deep Zone to recap everything yesterday in the National Football League and the Fan Zone for Fans First coming up here before 8 o'clock today as well. Let's get to our hockey insider today. It's Craig Button moving from Tuesday to Monday. Still brought to you by Pro-Am Sports, your locally owned sports memorabilia and apparel specialist. Gear up for game day. Oilers jerseys, headwear, hoodies, and hats from Fanatics. New Era 47, Mitchell & Ness, in stock now. Located at Edmonton at the corner of St. Albert Trail and 128th Ave. Online at proamsports.ca. Gear up for game day with Pro-Am Sports. Craig, happy Monday. Very much appreciate the time here on a Monday morning. How was the weekend for you?
Weekend's good. I'm in Winnipeg. I'm doing some Jets panel stuff in Winnipeg yesterday and tomorrow against Boston. And then Dustin, this weekend, Camrose.
I'm very excited. I'm bringing you a gift, Craig.
Oh, God, I look forward to it. Well, we'll have a gift exchange. I'll bring a gift, too.
There we go. Two good buddies exchanging gifts just a couple weeks before Christmas. You know what?
What's the weather report? What's the weather report in Camrose?
Yeah, I mean...
It can't be far off than what you just said.
It could be worse. But we'll take like -7 on Sunday for a high. Like that's winter right there. That's easy. That's perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay.
Yeah. You know, the world. This is gonna take me back quite a bit, going back to Camrose, because I called the 2000. Man, I guess I was 23 years old. I called the 2004 and 2006 Viking Cups in Camrose, which was a real treat because I was very young at the time. And I remember those tournaments. The one Finnish team had Tuukka Rask on it. He was outstanding. The U.S. brought a team that had Okposo and Paul Stastny on it. And then the Czechs brought like a U18 team that had 16-year-old Frolik and Yuri Tolusti. And those two kids were absolutely unreal. I love the old Viking Cup back in the day. That was a real treat.
It was the Viking Cup in Camrose, and that was a really good tournament because the teams that came and played, you just mentioned the Czechia team, the Finland team, they came. Those were the players that were in the draft. You know what that was? That was like a Hlinka. It wasn't the Hlinka at that time. Well, there was a Hlinka, but it was like the Hlinka in December.
Yeah.
It was a big time scouting event on the calendar, and Camrose did a great job with it. I think it was put on by where was the college there that
Augustana.
put it on?
It was Augustana.
Augustana,
because their team would play in it. Like the ACAC team would play in it, and that's why I'll never forget. Like the Augustana Vikings had, there was the ACAC team, so there was guys on that team who were like 21, 22, 23, 24 years old. and Frolik and Toulouse were like 16. And I was just like, these guys are ridiculous. Like they were toying with him as teenagers. It was a lot of fun. And now, so we get to go back to Camrose this weekend for the World Junior A Challenge. And I've been going over the rosters a bit. I see this U.S. team with a bunch of guys from USHL. I have about 3 or 4 guys, I think, that we had here at the Holinka over the summer. Yep. But what should we be expecting from this event, Craig?
Well, I just wanted to quickly say, you said you were 23 in 2004. I was 26 in 2004, so we weren't far off back at that time. So it's a little bit different now. The Swedes are bringing their U18 team. So you're going to see a lot of the same Swedish players, as you just mentioned, that were at not just on the year. So the Swedes, they have a really good group coming to this, this team, and they love coming and playing in this tournament. They want to learn. They want to have the kids play on the smaller rink. They want to play against some older competition to test their young players. They really feel it is good. The U.S. is always good. I mean, right now, junior A hockey in Canada is in flux. And
yes,
so Hockey Canada with Canada West and Canada East is trying to put together a team that will give players that want the opportunity to, go to the NCAA. It doesn't really matter anymore. I think they're just trying to really make sure that they can give these young players exposure and players that, there'll be good players there, but there's also because of the I guess departures. There's been so many departures from junior A of players right now. BCHL and some of the teams in Alberta that are in the BCHL are ineligible to participate. So you lose some players there. But that's where we find ourselves right now. It'll be competitive, and I like the way they've spaced it out. So you don't have these somebody's got to play 4 games in 5 days, and they get depleted. So. We're in for a good treat there, Dustin. It'll be good hockey, and the Finns will have. Well, I'll say it right now. They'll have 7-8 players that are going to be drafted, and Frondel's going to be there, who wasn't in Edmonton, who's a top 5 pick in my view, and some other players that have a chance to be. Yeah. Oh no, it'll be really good to be there.
I know we've got. I want to get to some other stuff. I know Eric wants to get to some Ranger stuff, but. You mentioned junior A hockey and the challenges that it now faces with these changes to NCAA. How do you think this sorts itself out over the next couple of years for junior hockey across the country?
Yeah, well, so what's happened now, as we all know, is that you can play in the CHL and go to the NCAA. That was a door that was closed. So the path for players that wanted that route was through junior A hockey. Well, they don't have to go to junior A hockey anymore to do that. Kids want to play, they want to test themselves at the highest levels. I mean, there was a report yesterday that Michael Misa has got a framework in place to go to Boston University next year. I mean, I don't know if it's true. I just read it, or somebody told me about it. I didn't read it. Somebody told me about it. And so is that something that's going to happen? Perhaps. It wouldn't surprise me to see other players go, but I can't imagine Saginaw is going to be going, oh, yeah, we're happy to lose Michael Misa. But at the same time, the players don't have to – they can play at the highest level. And the CHL is a higher level than junior A hockey. So that's where junior A hockey is going to be. It's not going to – they're going to get players. They're going to have teams playing. It's just they're not going to have that same quality of player that was zeroed in on NCAA hockey. Kyle Turris, Macklin Celebrini, I'm just naming players that went that went the junior A route, different places. Those are just Rod Brindamore,
Cale McCarr.
These are Cale McCarr, right? Jacob Bernard Docker, from Okotoks, Dylan Holloway. It's just those types. Those players are going to be playing in the CHL for the most part.
Craig, TSN's Craig Button with us here on the Nielson Show. An interesting heading into the weekend for the Rangers. Of course, we all kind of saw some smoke signals earlier, some things said, knowing a few players' names out there that Chris Drury might be dangling. But Trouba, on his way to Anaheim, might be making his debut tonight. Shesterkin then signs the deal, 8 years, $92 million. Where do you kind of see this going with the Rangers, and how do you kind of sum up the past couple of days and the weekend it was for Drury and the Blue Shirts?
The word I would use, Eric, is turbulent for Chris Drury and the New York Rangers. And it was turbulent because of, the way it was done. And listen, Chris Drury's trying to make changes to his team. He's trying to see, he sees his team is not good enough. So he wants to make some changes. Okay, so that's fine. We can all debate whether the way he went about it was the right way. And bottom line is Chris chose that route. I mean, it wasn't a route that was embraced by Jacob Trouba. But I think it's a good move for the Anaheim Ducks. You have this year and next year, they have a young team. Patty Verbeek trying to add a little bit more of a competitive tenor. Not that they don't have one in Anaheim, but some experience that it'll help some of his younger defensemen grow because they don't get exposed to the same type of challenging minutes. But the New York Rangers are I think they're a good enough team to be in the playoffs. They're a good enough team to be in the playoffs. They're just not a good enough team to win. And I think Chris Drury realizes it. And, he's the one that signed these players, was part of the group, and he's trying to make some significant changes. The Trouba one was pretty significant. I don't know what else he can do to his team, but as he said, I'm going to let the dust settle and try to see where it's at. Shesterkin signing, I don't think any of us are surprised by the number. I think we all expected that to be the case, and certainly having him under contract for the next 8 years is something that's a real benefit. But now you have that in place. You have some good. You have Adam Fox. You have a couple of really good young players. Now Chris Drury says, "Okay, we got to make some changes to get our team more competitive because it's a good, solid team." Not a Stanley Cup contending team. They simply aren't.
Craig, the Edmonton Oilers have been playing their best hockey of the season, and I don't really want to simplify it too much, but when your team scores about 4 goals per game and your goaltender has about a .930 save percentage, it's usually going to be a recipe for success, is it not? This is what they've been doing for the last 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, well, and they did it for almost 100 games last year. Yeah. When I included the playoffs and when Chris Knobloch took over. We've talked about this a number of times. The goaltending wasn't very good at the beginning of the season, and they couldn't score. So, to your point, now the goaltending's really good. Now they're scoring. And yet, their process was so good. All the numbers, all the metrics, everything that you used to do that were right at the. I mean, they're a top defensive team. I always feel like, I don't know, you know me pretty well, you guys, and I can get on a rant. I mean, this idea that Evan Bouchard is not a good defensive player is like one of the most preposterous things. I just go, do you know how good the Edmonton Oilers defensive play is? Do you think Evan Bouchard only goes out on the power play? Seriously, this is an excellent defensive team, and offensively they were doing a lot of things. And I've come to the point where I start to think, and back to about Stewart, maybe this is just what Stewart is, and you have to accept it. And if you can find a goaltender that's better, that you think improves it, well, then that's where you go. Maybe there's going to be bumps in the road with Stewart at times, but he's a good goalie, and he shows he can be a good goalie. And maybe the offense, you look at some areas where you might want to. You have 97 and 29. It's almost frightening to think how those guys take over games. And it's the insane. NHL. It is insane. And so, I sit here and I go, okay, I like the Oilers. I think they're a contender. Okay, maybe they're not as good. Maybe they have to make some moves. Geez, they're coached well, and geez, they have superstars, and they have so much going for them. I guess like any team, you want to be as strong as possible. But this is a good Oilers team, and I think that we all have to get to a point where it might not be what other teams have to do, but you have some elements that are just really special.
We saw Broberg and Holloway roll into town on Saturday to a course of booze. And those two guys they got paid, and they've gotten a lot of opportunity there. Broberg's playing a ton. Holloway's playing in the top 6. Do you think the opportunity, do you think they would have popped as much here in Edmonton this year as it seems like they're doing in St. Louis?
I think they would have because we saw clear signs of it in the playoffs last year.
You could see it coming for both of these guys, right?
Yeah, you really could. And you look at it, I mean, Holloway's got 9 goals. Broberg he's playing really well. He didn't have a good game Saturday night. It just wasn't a good night for Philip on Saturday night. But they played well, and I think they showed that what they're doing now is not accidental. I think if you went into the Edmonton Oilers, they're going, geez, we should have matched those two guys and, found other ways to add players to our team. And they changed the complexion of their team by not having those two guys. But you can't be wallowing in the pain of something you lost. And they're good players though. And I think they showed it. They showed it last year. And I think they'd be doing similar things with the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, I think they would have got more opportunity here now, especially Broberg, because they were desperate for a defenseman and might still be. Craig, appreciate the time, and I will see you in Camrose this weekend.
Yeah, look forward to it, Dustin.
Perfect. There you go. That is
Eric.
Craig Button with
Craig.
Craig's the best.
I wonder what you're going to
see, Eric.
What do you think he gets here? Like, you guys should set maybe a limit as well, maybe, so he doesn't kind of go too.
I don't know.
You
if
want him getting you an iPod and then you kind of rolling him the pot of gold.
I know what I'm getting him, so I hope he doesn't get me like Juan Soto's deal. That'll be a little unfair. But yeah, no, I'm very excited to see. I'm very excited to see Craig. I can't say what I'm going to get him because he's still sitting there watching. $100
limit, $200.
No. I'm taking free stuff from around here, but he'll like it.
Couple bobbleheads
I think he'll like
maybe
it.
a little 6 o'clock or longer. Hey,
actually,
wouldn't be bad.
Not a bad idea there either. Actually, should definitely do that. That's a good one. I'm gonna make a note of that.
It's on special.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Broberg and Holloway coming up on the Fan Zone for Fans First.
Fan Zone.
Go there around 7:45 today. They've come back to town. You had a chance to boo them. Are you over them? I know, like, some fans will never get over it, and I understand why. Like, you lost 2 of your best young talents because you horribly managed the cap. You thought you were going to be able to squeeze them, and they got paid somewhere else. It's not a good look. But still got a really good team here. Not that the guys that you use that money on have contributed much just yet, if at all anything really of significance.
One's still yet to be found.
One of them is missing, and the other one is a top 6 forward that the coach won't play in the top 6. You would have rather spent that money, I do believe, on Holloway and Broberg if you'd planned things differently, but they didn't. So, like, how long can you? I'm not saying hold grudge against the players. If Philip Broberg rolls in here when he's 35 and you boo him, I will laugh at it. I will chuckle at it. I think it's kind of hilarious, to be honest with you. Fans can do whatever the hell they want. I mean, I don't care if they boo them or if they don't boo them. It doesn't matter to me. But I would laugh at that. But as a fan, can you look past it, or will it always be like, yeah, but they let those guys go? Or have you started to move on already, or is it going to take some time? We'll get into that with the Fan Zone around 7:45.
I do think, too, if Troy Stecher continues to activate at the pace he's on, I mean...
Broberg who?
Yeah.
Right. 780-218-9999. If you are watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us as we try to make a push towards 200 at 129, which means there's a lot of you who just got to push that little thumbs up. Doesn't change anything. Right? Just for you, it just push that little thumbs up, and it helps us push our content out, but it doesn't hurt you in any way. So just hammer that thumbs up for us. That would be great. If we don't get to 200 in the next 10 minutes, I'm canceling Rishaug at 8:30 today. Mike, the Michigan fan, texts in. He is down in Kraledique, Bonaire, where he has sent us a sign that says the Queen Conch is endangered. Down there, there's a sign by the beach that says, do not take the Queen Conch. Removing the live animal or the shell is prohibited and will be fined.
I was looking forward to a Bonaire conch gracing the studio. Hey,
yeah, no, it can't have it now.
Not anymore.
That's tough. All right, let's get into That's a Good for the Italian Center, where 'tis the season to pick up a huge tray of treats for your staff event, your family gathering. Various meats and cheeses and vegetables. What is artichoke? Is that a fruit or a vegetable?
Yeah, the veggie.
It's a veggie. I was wondering. I don't know if they get... So it grows out of the ground?
There's no artichoke tree, I don't think.
So it's like a... Was it like a
maybe
potato? It's like a potato? Or
grown in the lab.
It's probably like a tomato.
Yeah. Not above ground. It's not a root vegetable either. It's kind of like a...
So is it like a tomato?
Sprout.
Let me see this thing.
Well, it's kind of.
Anyway, they have them on. They have them on the trays. Or you can get them on the trays.
You're not an asparagus guy, are you either? Eh? It's kind of. It's like the asparagus. It's like the fatter asparagus. You know, like fatter, shorter asparagus.
This is gonna blow a lot of people away, but I don't mind asparagus. Like when I sometimes you'll get a steak or at like a fancy conference meal or something, and you can't really be too picky. I'll just suck it up. I'll just suck it up and eat that asparagus when it's cooked, right? So
a lot of butter.
See, so is this not? Aren't they not kind of just like a tomato? They're on a little plant like this?
Yeah, kind of. It sprouts.
So could it not be a fruit or a vegetable like a tomato? Not to start an artichoke controversy here, but anyway, if you like them, you can get them on the meat and cheese tray there at the Italian Center. And we're talking enough food to feed a good 8 to 10 people easy.
I think it's kind of like actually a flower. Pretty much. Like
it's like a flower that hasn't bloomed.
Yeah. So you didn't eat a vegetable, you ate a flower.
Well,
the Marc-Andre Fleury of plants.
I prefer the meat and cheeses.
Yeah.
I'll just say that.
Just get a whole platter, a whole plate of those baccacciono, whatever they are, those little cheese balls, the white ones, the wet ones.
Here's where we're going for the that's good today for the Italian Center. Trey Ford, 3 years, press conference today, 11:30. For everybody who has said over the years, I'm not buying tickets again until Trey Ford's a starter. I'm only going to go if Trey Ford's there. I don't like him anymore because they've lost their way. Like I don't know. Like, what's your excuse to not buy tickets now? They've brought back Ed Hervey. They've got one of the best up and coming young coaching staffs in the entire league, and now they've signed your flashy quarterback for the next 3 years.
3 years.
3-year deal for Trey Ford. Buy the jersey. Right, this is you can buy the jersey.
In CFL years, in terminology, this is like, this is
the equivalent to a Juan Soto 15-year deal.
Yeah, pretty much.
A 3-year deal for a quarterback in the Canadian Football League. A guy that has the upside of being undoubtedly the most entertaining player in the league. And he's your quarterback for the next 3 years. Buy the jersey. Support the guy. Support the team. I don't know what more you could have wanted. Like if you would have gone into the offseason and said, okay, here's a checklist of things we want to see from this organization. They've essentially checked them all off. Like, I don't know how you cannot view this Trey Ford signing as that's good. I'm viewing it from what we hear from fans' perspective, where fans want to see Trey Ford. When he's not starting at games, even if MBT's playing well, people are still like, we want Trey. We want Trey. Like, they love this guy. And now you got him for the next 3 years. He's finally going to get his straight up, clear cut number one opportunity. It's on him now to make the most of it. He should have some of the pieces surrounding him that can help. I don't know how this could be anything but it.
It's his team. 2023, 16 games, 12 touchdowns, 6 picks. 2024, 16 games, 10 touchdowns, 5 picks. The numbers are there. We haven't seen it in a large way, in a consistent, shall we say, year after year after year after year. But 2 seasons, a little bit of injury issue. But nonetheless, those are some good numbers to kind of look forward to and say, hey, now that it is, as you say, his team and you're being gifted the reins, we'll see what happens. And again, but you bring in a good backup with him, maybe a veteran presence to add some more tutelage, and a guy that that has played the game to his skill set as well, that can offer him tips on running the ball. I don't think MBT's giving him a lot of advice how to rush the ball from a quarterback position. So good numbers thus far. We'll see what he can do with him. But this is the wish. This is the third wish of the rubbing of the lamp for Elks fans. You've gotten the management team, you got the coaching staff, and now you've locked up your QB1. Let's go. Get both jerseys. And save some money for the retro release or whatever it'll be.
780-218-9999. Was that kind of like the final piece that makes you like, okay, here we go. Trey Ford is also locked up.
Now for the tampering window.
Oh my God, CFL tampering window. Justin says, I am all in on the Elks. And if Larry brings back the little football thrown from the fire truck, the whole place will be full, baby. Well, he was doing that last year, driving right through the Calgary Stampeders.
Oh, he knew what he was
bench.
doing. He knew what he was doing.
So that was good. If Chris Morris or Ed Hervey or Mark Killam or anybody's watching or listening, or Dom or anybody in that building, JMO, anybody down there right now, give me Tommy Stevens. I want Tommy Stevens.
I like it
as the short yardage specialist in Edmonton. been doing it down in Calgary. He's an absolute behemoth of a man who very rarely gets stopped in short yardage. Like, there's another aspect of your organization that you can lock up. It's important. Pick up first downs in short yardage situations. Do it consistently. Tommy Stevens can be that guy.
Vernon Adams, PJ Walker, who needs him down there, right? Like, that's... Come on.
Tommy Stevens to Edmonton. The old Alberta switcheroo. Anyway, another big piece that comes with a positive reaction for the Elks this offseason. That's a good. Celebrate. What you should do is you go by, get a big tray of paninos, take them by the office, and people are like, what are these for? You say, we're celebrating the Elks' successful offseason.
Yeah, shoving.
And hidden inside one of these paninos are 2 season tickets. And you don't know until you bite into it. And you're like, I think I got one. And congratulations, you're off to the games. I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Eat 2 paninos for his number, right? In honor of Trey Ford. Eat 2 sandwiches
That's what you should
today.
do, yeah. 3 years, well over $1 million. They got their quarterback. If this doesn't work out, there'll only be one person to blame. Matthew Wannick.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown, Matty.
You're going to be the president of the fan club.
Yeah.
This is on you.
Andrea from Calgary says you can't have Tommy, 3 exclamation points. It is fun for the
We'll
league,
see
though.
about that.
A young quarterback getting locked up. Davis Alexander as well out east. And we talked, too, about the coaching landscape changing. I mean, this is kind of generationally changing before our eyes right now, the CFL, in a sense. So
I'm going to use the CFL tampering window to reach out to Tommy Stevens.
you should. That's what it's there for. Yeah,
We'll come up with a funny bit.
Anybody can.
It's short yardage, Tommy.
Maybe get Iwanek on the case, eh? Like he's done the Trey Ford bit. Now
managed to get Ford done.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue talking football. Let's slide over to Coolbet, though. Where's that wheel? The wheel is just.
The wheel is mighty.
The wheel is here.
The Monday wheel.
Hey, wheel, thanks for Jerry Judy. Mwah. All right, so we are going to be spinning the wheel for an anytime touchdown score for Monday Night Football tonight between the Cowboys and the Bengals.
America's team.
And Lieutenant Eric will be on location, Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. Hey, how about this? The best odds to score a touchdown tonight? Canadian. Chase Brown, minus 227.
Who would have thought, hey?
Jamar Chase, minus 161. Rico Dowdle, minus 137. T. Higgins, plus 120. CeeDee Lamb, plus 138. Mike Gesicki, 2-1. Jake Ferguson, plus 250. Brandon Cooks, plus 275. Khalil Herbert, plus 275. Zeke, 3-1. Luke Schoonmaker.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't sleep on the Schoonmaker.
Plus 350. Andre Yosivas, plus 350. Jalen Tolbert, plus 350. Turpin, 4-1. All right, here we go.
Now remember, no movement. Like, when...
Yeah, after...
Can't celebrate.
Look at this. Look at this little sketchy wheel. All right, here we go. Spin that wheel. Come on. Give us an anytime touchdown score if you can.
Very good spin.
Give us a good one. Oh, we missed Chase Brown. T. Higgins. Oh, I almost got excited and knocked it back. T. Higgins is a good one.
No
That's
controversy.
juicy.
Right in the middle. Love it. Yeah.
You guys, I'm going to say it right now. The wheel is just.
The wheel is just.
The wheel is just. The wheel just spun a T. Higgins touchdown tonight after spinning a Jerry Judy touchdown last Monday night.
Monday.
T. Higgins, plus 120. Ride with us with our partners over at coolbet.com. I'll recap that as we set up the Monday Nighter tonight on the Lock Shop at 11 o'clock. Poor Mike Tanier just logged on, so spinning a wheel for an anytime touchdown score. But with that being said, I think he'd probably have our back on T. Higgins. The Bengals are going to score at minimum 30 points.
We should start bringing him in for the wheel spin. He can also spin that wheel with us collectively.
Wheel. All right, Mike Tanier, 2 Deep Zone, is going to join us just after this update. And then we got the Fan Zone for fans first. By fans, for fans, no fees at fansfirst.ca. Get your tickets to all Oilers games over there. Let's get to the update right now for Park Mazda with Lieutenant Eric.
Juan Soto agrees to a 15-year, $765 million deal with the Mets yesterday. The deal could escalate to over $800 million, makes it the largest pact in team sport history. In the NFL last night, the Chiefs clinched their 9th straight division title, 19-17 over the Chargers. Join me tonight. We'll close out Week 14 from the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. It's the Cowboys and Bengals. Loaded burgers on special and free heated underground parking is available. In the NHL yesterday, the Stars dumped the Flames 6-2. Avs shut out the Devils 4-zip. Blue Jackets over the Jets 4-1. Rangers fall at home to the Kraken 7-5. And the Lightning double up the Canucks 4-2. Oilers with wins in 5 of their past 6 will wrap up a 3-game homestand tomorrow against Tampa. 3 games around the league tonight. Rangers at home to the Blackhawks. Red Wings visit the Sabres, and Jacob Trouba could be making his Ducks debut when Anaheim visit Montreal. LeBron James missed his first game of the season due to foot soreness. Lakers, though, would go on to win, beating Portland 107-98. The Raptors host the Knicks tonight in the lone game. Oil Kings 3-2 overtime against the Pats yesterday on home ice. Oil Kings back on the ice Saturday at home to the Swift Current Broncos. And just one game in the AJHL, Fort McMurray doubling up Devon 4-2. Action will pick up again tomorrow when Canmore visit Olds. Sports Update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where he really enjoyed imponing YouTube Trev in Fortnite yesterday.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button. Thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
The Nielson Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
7:33 on the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here today. Looking for a high of 0 for today. And we've got the Fan Zone coming up here as well. Kind of easy trivia, 3 questions too many. Ryan Rishaug, That Hurts, Marmot Basin Snow Report, all still to come as well on a busy day here at Edmonton Sports Talk. The Hangout from 9 to 11. Lock Shop from 11 to 11:30 today. We will have the Trey Ford press conference coverage at 11:30. Probably take us up close to 12, then the Oil Stream, then EST Afternoons, and then the smash hit Reed Wilkins Show from 3 to 6 every single day. Reed is an absolute gem, and the Glue Guy's doing a great job, Jason Milne, keeping up with Reed Wilkins. All right. Let's get to Mike Tenier from Too Deep Zone. Brought to you by Pro-Am Sports, your locally owned sports memorabilia and apparel specialists. NFL Legends jerseys from Mitchell & Ness have been restocked with names like Moss and Dion and Manning and Ed Reed and more. Located in Edmonton, the corner, St. Albert Trail on 120th Ave, online, proamsports.ca. If you want Christmas shopping made easy, just go to Pro-Am for like 10 minutes. You'll find everything you possibly need or want for Christmas. All right, let's bring in Mike. Mike Tenier joins us. Mike, what did you think of our random wheel spinning a T. Higgins touchdown today?
Absolutely love it. A T. Higgins touchdown this week. And what was it last week? You said it was a really good one.
It was Jerry Jeudy last Monday night.
Oh, I need this wheel. You need to bring me on and then do the wheel because I'll play. I'll play this. I'm seeing like plus 185 for T. Higgins.
Oh,
ride that. Ride the over, too. I think the over's at 49.5. This is going to be a shootout tonight.
Oh, man. You know the Bengals are going to do it. You think Cooper Rush can keep up with the shootout?
You know what? Cooper Rush has a habit of doing this. And the Bengals' defense is horrible. The Bengals' defense have given up to 30 points to just about everyone they faced. I think Bengals games are like 6-0 going over in the last 6 games. So Cooper Rush, I don't care. The rest of that team has gotten healthy now. Brandon Cooks is back. Other guys are back for the Cowboys. The Cowboys have a 0.7% chance of making the playoffs. 0.7. I'm saying there's a chance, and that is perfect odds for the Dallas Cowboys to play tough and make a show of things tonight.
We had a great text came in earlier today on our show. Somebody saying the Chiefs hit the upright on purpose just to make the haters that much more angry as they get a doink to clinch the division. Kind of a fitting way to wrap up the division this year, don't you think?
Absolutely perfect. A doink coming in at the end of a drive like that, coming after another game that looked like so many of their games. You know, the Chiefs games they're ugly, but they still manage a 2-score lead. They squander the 2-score lead. They fumble about for the third and half of the fourth quarter, and then somehow the win in the end. This is perfect to go with the weird fumble snap against the Raiders, the block kick against the Broncos, and name your other 5 wacky endings for a Chiefs game. This is just how they do it this year, and yet they keep doing it. You keep waiting for them to stumble, and they never do.
Speaking of shootout tonight, perhaps, Mike, Cowboys and Bengals, Rams and Bills certainly giving us that yesterday afternoon. Just a score fest. From the Bills' point of view, the Rams needed that one, keeping up in that NFC West divisional chase. But simple as just like a blocked punt return for a touchdown in that case, you lose the game by 2. Or what are you kind of seeing from this Bills defense that should cause concern for Buffalo fans?
Defense was really flat. They could not cover Puka Nacua, but nobody can cover Puka Nacua. It's amazing what he's been doing this year against some very good opponents. You have to stop everything else, and this was a defense that wasn't limiting the run, wasn't limiting Cooper Kupp. Obviously, they have that special teams mistake. They have a special teams mistake at the end where I think they only had like 4 guys on the field or something. Okay, that's dumb, but you have to win the game before that. I chalk this up for the Bills as saying, well, you know what? You're on the road. Unfamiliar opponent, coming off of a big snow game on Sunday night, coming off of like a 7-game winning streak, you're going to be flat. We know the NFL trap games like that happen. That's fine. It's not a big worry. You're now 2 games behind for home field advantage. You're slipping away. That one thing you want more than anything else is getting away from you, because the Chiefs don't lose games like that, and every once in a while you do, and that just hampers that one goal that the Bills have, which is trying to get to the Super Bowl.
And only a big game in Detroit next week as well to kind of add to that. But yeah,
another shootout coming there, I would think. But Josh Allen, he if he hasn't locked up the MVP before yesterday, he certainly did yesterday, doing something we've never seen done in the history of the National Football League, with 3 touchdowns through the air, 3 touchdowns on the ground. He had over 300 yards. Do you think the Bills have done a good enough job surrounding this unreal talent with weapons? What do you think of their offense outside of him?
I think they've done everything they can. First of all, don't discount what they've done on the offensive line to keep that offensive line very, very stout. We always talk about receivers, and we forget that there's guys up front that help get those 3 rushing touchdowns. When you look at the fact that they had to move on from Stephon Diggs, and Stephon Diggs has been flaking out in Houston. That was probably addition by subtraction. Where you bring in Amari Cooper, where you draft Keon Coleman, they're doing all the things a team can possibly do. You can't just sort of manifest Tyreek Hill. You have to kind of go out there and try and get these guys and get as many of them as you can if you don't get that number 1. So they're doing all of that. Again, yesterday had nothing to do with Josh Allen and that offense, although maybe they were a little shaky early in the game. It's turning around and optimizing everything. When you make mistakes on defense, you make mistakes on special teams, you put Allen in a situation where he's got to be Superman. The thing about the Bills is they have not had a lot of games like that this year. This is the first time in months, probably since the Ravens game, that we're talking about a vulnerable Bills team. And they're vulnerable, but we watch the Chiefs every week. They're more vulnerable. They just find a way of Houdiniing out of trouble.
The Miami Dolphins use overtime to get by the Jets, 32-26. The Jets will miss the playoffs again. Aaron Rodgers said, well, I've only been here for 1 full year, so it's not, the last 15 years.
And coming off the documentary trailer bump, Mike, I thought this might kind of give the team something to play for as well, eh?
Yeah, they were playing well throughout that game. Rodgers looked just like he did the previous week. He looked like he dialed in. He looked like he was trying to win the game. They get to midway through the 4th quarter, and it's like, yeah, we're good. We're good. I guess we proved our point. We still kind of sort of care. And they just, they start giving up sacks. They just start letting Tua matriculate down the field. It's stunning how indifferent that Jets team is. There's absolutely no urgency to say things like, hey, let's get a win because of this. Let's get a win for pride, get a win for dignity. They don't have that weapon in their arsenal to play that way. And you're seeing that manifest. I have no idea how they solve this Aaron Rodgers situation, but it is their situation. It is their problem. It is not going to get better by saying, he was kind of hurt this year or this, that, and the other thing. Let's try again next year. They simply cannot do that.
The Seahawks get a big win on the road against the Cardinals, 30-18. They've been playing well. They're 5-1 on the road. The NFC West right now, Seahawks at 8-5. The Rams are at 7-6. The Cards at 6-7. The Niners, after crushing the Bears, are at 6-7. How do you see the West sorting itself out?
Right now, the Rams played so well yesterday, and they've got the Seahawks later, and they beat the Seahawks earlier. You could almost see them making that run. And remember, early in the season, the Rams went 1-3 because everyone was injured. Now they're healthy and they're better. I can't help but look at the Rams yesterday and say, I saw the Rams lose bad to the Eagles. I saw the Rams lose kind of bad to the Dolphins. This is not a strong team thoroughly. They lost to the Packers earlier. They're going to slip. The Seahawks, they're not super impressive, but they don't have a lot of weaknesses. Geno is fine. DK can play. Jackson Smith and Jigba can play. They got a lot of different running backs. Offensive line is healthier than it was. Leonard Williams is a hell of a player. Defense is healthier than it was before. I think that team, by virtue of the fact that they're not super mistake prone, yes, they do some dumb stuff in the red zone, et cetera, that they don't have this easy exploitable weakness. They're going to claw out at the end and be the victors in that division, and then probably lose in the first round of the playoffs.
Mike, Steelers 13-3 over their last 16 regular season games. That includes Mason Rudolph, Justin Fields, and Russell Wilson as their quarterbacks. Mike Tomlin, coach of the year, or if not him, then who?
If not him, then Dan Campbell, because you can't overlook just how overwhelming that team is. But, the voters don't generally vote for the overwhelming coach. They vote for the coach with a story, and Tomlin definitely has that story. But, yes, all these different quarterbacks, they're without Pickens yesterday, who should be the spearhead of their offense. They're still manufacturing offense, playing good defense, playing good special teams, getting turnovers, etc. Just very good complementary football. And the Steelers are facing the Eagles next week, and that's a potential trap for the Eagles. So, yeah, I like Tomlin for Coach of the Year. I don't know how far the Steelers can really get in the playoffs, but testament to what he does year in and year out. It's not just about going 9-8 or avoiding last place or all these other things we talk about. Is getting these disparate teams to play very, very well, and that's what Tomlin is doing again this year.
Last one for you, Mike. The Detroit Lions, just one loss on the year. You think they'd have the division just completely sewn up, but the Minnesota Vikings are 11-2. Sam Darnold throws for 5 touchdowns yesterday as they double up the Falcons 42-21. The Vikings just simply aren't going away. They might be the second best team in all of football.
They might be the second best, if not the third best, if you look at the Eagles, or fourth best if you look at the Bills. They're up there. I think of that Vikings team the way we thought of the 49ers a couple of years ago, with Garoppolo at quarterback. So Sam Darnold is like the Garoppolo in this equation. But you look at everything else. I think we overlook how good Jordan Addison is. We don't overlook how good Justin Jefferson is. Then you start throwing Aaron Jones and T.J. Hockenson in, and Darnold can just go back there and launch the ball. Guys are going to be open under it, and then the defense is going to protect him on the other end. And that's what the 49ers were like over the last couple of years. The big difference is the 49ers did not have to compete with the Lions, and that's what the Vikings are up against. The idea that they're going to go in as a wild card. But look what the wild cards are going to do this year. They might face the Buccaneers or the Seahawks or some other team like that in the first round of the playoffs, get that win, and that's what the Vikings should be looking for. Hitting the playoffs probably as a wild card, but with the momentum to smoke one of those weak division leaders.
As always, man, we appreciate catching up with you. We'll do it again next Monday. Where can people find your work?
You can find me at the 2 Deep Zone Substack at MikeTanera.substack.com.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, man.
You got it. Take care. Enjoy your week.
Boom. Yes, we will. We will enjoy our week because Christmas is almost here. Hey, how many sleeps until Christmas? 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th. 17 sleeps. 17 sleeps to go. Well, 16 sleeps maybe.
Yeah,
16 sleeps.
I'd say 16.
16 sleeps until Christmas.
Your big Boxing Day household, hey? Like
that's very exciting.
Justin Jefferson, 2 touchdowns. He broke a 7 game touchdown list streak yesterday with those 2, and still continuing to do what they're doing.
I had sat on Addison for a couple of seasons in leagues, like being like, what's gonna pop? And now he's looking really good now.
A hell of a defense.
Kevin from the Bergman Hood says, morning. So I get a new iPhone. I'm no longer able to find your show on iHeart. All I see is old podcasts. Yeah, some people have been having that weird issue with iHeart, but we are on there. We are still on there. You should be able to find us. Some people said they've had to reinstall the app. And then we will pop up again. If not, you can find us on TuneIn or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com as well. Portions of this hour brought to you by Strathcona Spirits, Edmonton's first distillery located just off of White Ave. Come on by and raise your spirits. Support local with Strathcona Spirits. They, of course, are our partners on the Birdie Booze.
Add that to the button gift package for Christmas,
I think. Some Birdie Booze. Huh? Some 6 o'clocker lager, some EST socks.
Love it.
All in a nice little bag. Yep. Merry Christmas to you, Craig. Merry Christmas to you. Get some Birdie Booze for the holiday season. Available. It's always in Safeway Liquor. It's not super hard. So you're not like if your aunt and uncle come over, they're gonna be like, no, my God, I don't want bourbon.
Yeah.
Instead, you say, well, what about this nice little shot of Birdie Booze, or mix it with some ice and some Sprite or something like that.
A fun, festive, cool blue, and I know the Combine crew do that too. You can experiment with it.
You can mix it with a lot of different things. Yeah. It's a very mixable drink.
Yeah.
So, Birdie Booze for the holidays. I think
play it up and down
like
the lineup. Yeah.
A very versatile player. Very versatile players, like the Matthias Janmark of the Edmonton Oilers.
Very fast.
Yeah, you're gonna love that. All right, 780-218-9999. But yeah, Strathcona Spirits, Birdie Booze, swing on by Strathcona Spirits, or just hop online or hop in any Sobeys and Safeway liquor and pick some up for the holidays. I know the Nielsen family will be taking some back for the rest of the family.
Ho ho ho!
In Crabber, it should be pretty good. Man, I got my foot stuck on a cable underneath the desk. I feel like Kevin Bacon in Footloose when he's trying to jump off the tractor.
Trying to get your foot loose.
Trying to get my leg loose, and it's just like, yeah. Anyway, it's loose now. But it was trapped for a while. Remember, jump you! What I can't know if I can say.
Yeah.
That was a great scene, and then he ends up
this
being
isn't
a
an
hero,
Oil Kings game,
even though he's about to jump off. That would have changed the whole movie. Anyway, let's get to the fan zone for fansfirst.ca. By fans, for fans, no fees. Bottom line is tickets are cheaper at fansfirst.ca. And of course, if you get tickets from fansfirst.ca to go to the Oilers game Tuesday night against Tampa, when you're sitting in your seat, make sure you yell out, Fan Zone! And everybody will know that you are an AM Nasty, which is excellent. If you're watching over on YouTube today, let's change 200 here before 8 o'clock. We're 15 away. This is a 300-like day. Trey Ford is signed for 3 years. The others are playing great hockey right now. Juan Soto got $750 million to swing a baseball bat and catch some balls. It's a good day. Let's go. Hammer the thumbs up today. We're changing 300 for sure. All right, here's a question on the Fan Zone today. Are you now over Holloway and Broberg? And this is not me trying to say you should be or shouldn't be. I don't have that take right now. I mean, I'll have some sort of rant on it at some point.
You're just asking the question.
I'm just asking the question. I want to know where fans are at on this. Fans that have held grudges against other players for longer times or different teams against a player. You had your chance to boo them, or you were watching the game and saw them get booed, and you were like, that's what you get for taking more money in a business and cashing in somewhere else. Are you at peace now? Will you hold a grudge with these guys forever? Do you hold a grudge at all? And yes, I will play the Holloway goal song. Why not? It's an absolute banger of a song.
It is.
He scored in town. We'll do it just after 8 o'clock.
Christmas vacation
I've seen people requesting it.
It's
too perfect. And maybe we can talk about a way to repurpose it because it is a real nice song.
I think you also just answered your question, though. And I think Stuart Skinner commented post-game. Jasmine asked the question.
Hey, shout out Jasmine.
EST.
First time in the room.
Killing it in the room. But Stu said, too, there were a few times where I wanted to kind of crack a smile with them but you're playing. The game's on. I think when the game's on, when the whistle blows, when the periods are ticking down, you boo them mercilessly. I don't think that there's necessarily a hatred. They made their bed; they can sleep in it. If they don't want to be part of this, that's fine. That's their prerogative. I do love the booing on return. I think you boo them every time they come back here. It's funny. It's always fun to have that horse or that whipping or whatever it is to boo. I think it should carry on, but I don't think that Oilers fan. I don't know. Maybe there are some out there.
That's why I'm curious.
That hold a. I don't think there's like when the game is over. That continues. I don't even think during the game. I just think it's fun to boo. And this is a great reason, too. And two guys, not just one, two on the team. So it's double your fun.
Yeah, how many individual players around the league do Oilers fans have that they can boo on a regular basis?
Yeah, besides Flames or a rivalry type of thing. So I think this is good. I think it's cool. If it's a Western team, you'll see them a little bit. I like it. But I think as Stuart Skinner said, too, that it's not like a deep-seated hatred. I don't think. Just from the temperature I'm taking.
All right, what do we got here? 780-218-9999.
Which is why you'll still play the song.
I really don't care. So I'll play the song. But I'm just song.
Again, it sums it up.
Let's go to the fan of the show fan, Fortnite Rambo, YouTube Trev. Trev, I know you were very hurt when these players signed elsewhere. They come back, they get booed. How are you feeling this morning?
August 14th, 2024. Is a day I'll remember very well. It was a sad day when the St. Louis Blues offer sheets to Dylan Holloway and Philip Broberg. And am I over it? Hell no. Are you kidding me?
From their
You think I'm
perspective
over
or
it?
from the Oilers' mismanagement of a cap
because they had
perspective?
time to address
Right?
it. They
There's
had
two
time
different
to address it,
conversations.
correct, like
If they didn't jump the gun and pay $7 million for Skinner and Arvidsson, they could have matched this, right? They were thinking they were going to squeeze them.
Yep.
And they screwed up. I mean, Oilers management screwed up in a big way, and you let two really good young pieces walk right at a time when you kind of really need two good young pieces. So all-time fail from the organizational perspective. But so is your emotion tied to that, or is it tied to the players taking more money to go play somewhere else?
Definitely. I lean towards the fact that they're not on the Oilers anymore, and the fact that they were not signed and they prioritized, signing the Jeff Skinners, the Victor Arvidssons, the Adam Henriques, and in hindsight, obviously knowing what they know now, they would have probably signed these guys way before the Jeff Skinners and Victor Arvidssons of the world. But it's just frustrating, man. Like I was I'm not over it. I've watched so many St. Louis Blues games this year because I like these players.
So you have been watching Blues games. You like these two guys.
I talked about it. I talked about it in the pregame show. I remember Philip Broberg's first goal. That was a one-timer against the San Jose Sharks. I remember Dylan Holloway's first goal. It was against the New York Rangers. Set up that one by Warren Fogle and Ryan McLeod. So there you go on that one. So yes, I am still. I'm never going to be over this. It sucks. I hate that they're successful with the Blues, and I lean towards also just I was confident that these guys were going to be good. Like I said it right from the get-go. There was people. Oh well, you don't know. Well, I knew.
Yes.
I knew. I
Yes.
said it. Okay. I have several videos on this. Dylan Holloway, I guarantee, a Charles Barkley guarantee, Dylan Holloway will be a 60-point player, maybe 80-point player in the NHL. I am that confident with Dylan Holloway. You just see it, his skill, his goal that he had in the playoffs there, the sweet toe drag from the feed from Leon Draisaitl. I was like, yes, this is going to be a player that the Oilers are going to have going forward. And, and I said this in the pregame as well. In a league that's just getting younger and faster, the Oilers decided to get slower and older. So I am not over it. They are going to be very successful, both of them, not just Dylan Holloway, Philip Broberg as well. And you see what the points they're putting up. You hear what all the analysts are saying with these guys in the Blues organization. They're absolutely crushing it.
So you're not over it.
So I don't think so. I'm not over it. Anyway, yes, I'm not over it.
Eric, I don't think Trev's over it.
He's got videos.
I'm a little concerned.
I think
with how much Trev isn't over it.
I don't think he's over it.
No, I think we might need to sit down and talk with him after.
Yes.
But yeah.
Oh, I agree. I agree. I think you will.
Yeah.
I'm not over Taylor Hall for Pete's sake. I'm not over this.
They got Larson for all. That was a pretty good deal.
Okay.
All right.
T-Mac, the rugby guy, I still boo Comrie when I drive by a brick store.
That was a good one.
Hell of a text.
Let me make a note on that one, T-Mac. Yeah, I saw that one. That was pretty good. All right, 780-218-9999. There's lots of good conversations popping up. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us for 4 away from changing 200. Like I said, this is a 300 show. All right, here we go. Johnny Accountant. What's this guy not Johnny the Accountant? Why is it just Johnny Accountant?
That's
actually his last name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the accountant family.
I'm still fired up about the Broberg and Holloway debacle. Oil management blew it, especially when I see Holloway has more points than both of those donkeys combined. That's from Johnny the Accountant.
Donkey says, I hold no animosity towards Broberg or Holloway. Oilers management, however, I don't think I'll ever forgive. It's hard to watch two young guys develop in the system and flourish somewhere else.
Raider Jesse's in it, says, I don't hold anything against the players. I'll perpetually hold a mild resentment towards bad managerial decisions that lead to the offer sheets. The booing is fun, though. Go hard. That's in from Raider Jesse today. Andrea says she's still mad about Hemsky. The rookie says, don't ever break up with Trev. He'll make a voodoo doll and stab the crap out of you. Big Tuna says, Broberg was never going to sign at Edmonton for what the Oilers would have offered. Too many trade requests. The offer sheet was going to happen.
Baggio with an interesting take. Boo them this season. Next year when the Oilers are champions and the Blues visit, every time they touch the puck, the crowd laughs. Like a Seinfeld laugh track type of thing. I think that'd be neat at a sporting event.
Jeremy's in and says, they chose to leave. That's a good enough reason to boo them. Big Slime Nasty says, when YouTube Trev calls in sick August 14th, 2025, I would be calling HR Daddy immediately. Hashtag the fan zone. Guys, booing is allowed because they could have been good and Holloway could have signed a Sean Horkoff contract after 2 cups. Yeah, after 2 cups, so everybody's going to get absolutely ridiculous deals. La Bamba guy says Holloway and Broberg can go sit on the island of Bonaire. Hashtag fan zone. Kevin from the Bergman Hood says, thanks. I deleted the app, reinstalled it, and it works. So yeah, for some reason, we're not popping up on your iHeart. That is the reason why. Lots of good comments over there. Slide on over to the nasty chat this morning as well. Ray-Ban Man 72. Ray-Ban Man, I guess that would be a sunglasses guy. Jeff Jackson screwed up, but you can't change the past. They're now putting an emphasis on development. Well, we'll see what that means. Let's be honest. Somebody can take over and think, well, you know what? We're really focusing on development now.
I think the emphasis on winning a cup probably first than the
let's see how that works.
Yeah,
out.
There's my brother. He switched banks from TD because John Cornish works there.
He did though, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Probably phoned them too or penned a letter.
God.
I don't mind those gripes. I like petty sports gripe.
Yeah. I don't want this to come across the wrong way, but I love your brother.
You shared a hot tub with him.
I have shared a hot tub with that.
A very tight hot tub.
A 2-man hot tub.
Yeah.
Shared that hot tub with him.
Little Philly broke your heart?
Will be, yeah.
That's exactly the scene you guys are reenacting there.
No, it was a girl. All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. KD says, guys, did the Skinner's Better chant get any traction in the arena Saturday? I saw a few tweets about it. Section 209 was bringing the soccer chants on Saturday. I would say it probably didn't, just because we're not a good chanting city. That's just the truth. We need to get better at that, I would think.
They weren't chanting bin or...
Oh, wouldn't that be good?
I thought they were saying
along with
Skinner.
the third level in Winnipeg. They come up with the best chants.
But as I said, too, I mean, the Blues, Broberg, and Holloway, Kasperi Kapanen. The deal was 1 for 2 in the end.
Dare I say the one that got away?
Just let that percolate there. But
it would, yeah. Broberg and Holloway still here would have been pretty
Oh,
good
sure.
for the team.
Yeah.
Oh, what
you can boo them. And play the song. You can boo them and play the song.
Well, we are going to play the Holloway
both,
song coming up just after 8 o'clock. It's a banger. I mean, what can I say? It's a banger. You're going to like it. And if you do like it, thumbs up. We got to be changing 200 now, don't we? We got to be over 200.
Sub.
We got Ryan Rishaug coming up as well. Make sure you sub to our channel. Shoggy be by. We're going to talk Trey Ford, and obviously we're going to talk Oilers with Ryan Rishaug as well. So we got that coming down the pipe.
Changing 200.
Oh, 200's nice. 300's better. Yeah. And we got the third hour on the way. If you would like to play kind of easy trivia, what was that? What did I say?
I don't know. 300's better. Yeah.
If you want to play kind of easy trivia right now, we do have a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. Well, Fiesta Fusion is on right now at Mr. Mike's. You want to win that gift certificate? Text us, 780-218-9999. Let us know you'd like to play kind of easy trivia. You need to get 3 of the 5 questions correct. I'm already looking at this thing. Easy peasy today. Easy peasy. You're going to like this one. If you've been listening to the show for, 8 minutes, you will win kind of easy trivia today. So if you want to play 780-218-9999, 3 questions too many on the way. That hurts on the way. Ryan Rishaug on the way. Marmot Basin Snow Report on the way. And of course, the wrap for William Huff still to come on a jam-packed Monday edition of the Nielson Show, brought to you by our partners out at South Fort Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot. www.southfortchev.com. Let's get to an update right now for Clayburn Services, where they are always hiring journeymen, apprentices, complete randoms. They will train you. All right, ClayburnServices.com. Rick's got more on that after the update.
The New York Mets winning the Juan Soto sweepstakes as he agrees to a 15-year, $765 million deal yesterday. The deal could escalate to over $800 million, making it the largest pact in team sports history. Over to the NFL, where the Chiefs clinched their 9th straight AFC West title. They'd hang on to defeat the Chargers 19-17. Join me tonight. We'll close out Week 17 from the Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. It's the Cowboys and Bengals. Loaded burgers on special and free heated underground parking is available. The Oilers have wins in 5 of their past 6. They'll wrap up a 3-game homestand tomorrow against the Lightning. Tampa yesterday doubling up the Canucks 4-2. The Rangers would fall at home to the Kraken 7-5. Stars dumping the Flames 6-2. Avalanche, Scott Wedgwood shutting out the Devils 4-0. And the Blue Jackets over the Jets by a score of 4-1. 3 games tonight. Chicago visit the Rangers, Buffalo at home to Detroit, and Jacob Trouba could be making his Ducks debut when Anaheim visit the Habs. LeBron James missed his first game of the season due to foot soreness. Lakers would go on to beat Portland 107-98. The Raptors host the Knicks in the lone game around the NBA tonight. Back over to hockey, the Oil Kings taking in overtime over the Pats yesterday, 3-2 from Rogers Place. Edmonton are back in action Saturday at home to the Swift Current Broncos, while Fort McMurray would double up Devon 4-2 in the lone AJHL game. Action will pick back up tomorrow when Canmore visits Olds. Take your career to the next level with Clayburn Services. They are hiring all positions, including journeyman bricklayers and apprentices of all levels. Take advantage of their outstanding mentorship program and work with peace of mind in knowing they are an industry leader in safety. For more, visit www.clayburnservices.com or give Jeff a call. Make it easy, 780-910-6728.
We found out not long ago this kid is ready to be in the show. Holloway go. Holloway go. He can dangle hands so sick. Back of the net right off his stick. Holloway go. Not long ago, this kid is ready to be in the show. Holloway
go. Power play go.
Power play.
Right? Okay.
Power play.
The problem is that we I mean, I have to probably rewrite the whole thing. What if we
chorus is good enough.
What if we took every Holloway mention? Why is my wife calling me today? What if we took every mention of Holloway and just put power play over top of it?
Gulletson.
Yeah.
Like it's
no, Tam was calling me. She's
the butt dial pocket. Well, she's on the mend, right? Like she's.
Yeah.
Take the call. It's a family matter. I don't.
My wife's sick. She was like bedridden yesterday. Can you believe that? She left me alone with the kids for a day. Unbelievable. Like,
and they're at a hockey game climbing over the glass and swearing at the other team.
I can't believe her. Yeah. You know? I told you guys when I came in, I was like, I hope Tam isn't sick for 30 days like me. I don't know if I could probably raise the kids for 30 days by myself. It's just going to be an absolute train wreck. Got home late last night after the Oil Kings game. I had to do baths and stuff at like almost 9 o'clock. Getting them in bed late. It was tough.
But you made it through.
Yeah.
You're like the Mike Tomlin of family.
Yeah, I guess him. No matter what, the family's good. You know,
Marshall's the Mason Rudolph, and
but no, she was really sick yesterday. I haven't seen Tam that sick in a long time.
Have you banished her now to the basement with the dumb waiter sending food
she
down?
She was too sick to even take the kids to school this morning, so I told her I said I have to whip home at 9. And then get them over to school. And then maybe I'll do log shop from home today and Wilson. I don't know. Maybe I'll come back. I don't know. But she's not feeling very good. But I told her last night, I said, listen, you've been sick for like 10 hours now. I'm going to need you to suck it up.
Yeah. It's usually those things only last 12 hours. Yeah. 12-hour flu. That's usually what they call it.
I said to her at one point last night.
Time's a ticking.
I said, what are you, a man? Right? Because men are the ones who get real sick.
Now's her chance for all women to kind of power through this one. Because the man cold is the thing, but women get over it pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she is.
Don't let
tough.
him down.
She could be.
Don't let your team down.
She has to be sick for her to be as in the bed as I felt. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever seen. She gets up at one point. She goes, "I'll shower and come to the game." I'm like, "No, you're not coming to the Oil Kings game.
Gardens, hurrah.
Lay back down. I can take our kids to a hockey game."
You got to feed her the piece of cheese now.
Yeah. I'm crushing up crackers and they're just like putting them in a. You must get substance. All right, here's the third hour for you. First of all, hammer the thumbs up. That would be great. We've got 3 questions too many for Park Mazda. That hurts for the personal injury lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law at James H. Brown. Ryan Rishaug's going to pop by. He's on something called the Got Your Back podcast. And then Marmot Basin Snow Report still to come as well. Has that rolled in yet?
Well, I think we got him for the weekend, so you can read Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays if you want. I mean, the Monday Snow Report for Marmot's the big one. Like, that's...
Here's the thing, though. Yesterday, I saw the Saturday one come in.
Yeah.
And I read it.
Just at home.
I didn't even skip the email.
You
I
put
was
the
like,
music on.
Let's see what's going on up at the mountain today. So, we'll get to the Snow Report coming up as well, and then the wrap for William Huff. We're going to start the hour with kind of easy trivia. The Nielsen Show is brought to you by South Ford Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot. Go see Daniel and Latima at South Ford Chev. They will give you an amazing price. Tell them we sent you. They will look after you, and it'll be an awesome family-friendly experience. Just good people out at South Ford Chev. We like to do business with good people. Hopefully you like to do business with good people, and they are good people. We're coming at you in the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studio today, where they do have the festive family box right now, where you get 4 pieces of chicken, 4 chicken tenders, 4 biscuits, 4 sides for $30.
Be great for a work meeting or something.
It would be great. If you have a staff meeting coming up
monthly
before Christmas, you should totally get that for your staff. I just totally forgot. Now, I mean, all of us were going to share 4. We had to get 3 sets of family festive boxes.
Yeah,
that's a lot. I guess I could have done that. Yeah, whatever. I mean, Maddie, you had so much food here on Friday, and Zach's still sitting over there eating. He's been here for 3 days. All right, let's play kind of easy trivia for Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, the casualest place ever. Speaking of good people, Mr. Mike's right now, they got their Fiesta Fusion, and $1 from every one of the feature entrees sold are going to go to help nourish a hungry child through a local breakfast program in the community. Join Fiesta Fusion at your local Mr. Mike's. Eat locally, enjoy casually. The Mexican and Spanish inspired features include Fusion Feast Platter, Chili Lime Ribeye, feature drinks, and of course, the Patatas Bravas. Only at Mr. Mike's. All right. Who's playing kind of easy trivia today, buddy?
We got Trainer Mark on the line.
Trainer Mark is going to play kind of easy trivia today. Needs to get 3 of 5 correct. Trev has the ticker. He'll start it after I read the first question. Trainer Mark, you ready to go?
Yeah. Hey, you guys just interrupted me. I was eating one of Lieutenant Eric's favorite things around Christmas time.
Minced meat?
Oyster.
No, I've been up since 4 a.m., so it's a little early. Good old classic shrimp ring.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, I downed my first of the season over the weekend. Delicious, eh?
Exactly. Like, what's better at 8 a.m. on a Monday morning than a shrimp ring?
An 8 a.m. shrimp ring. So, are you having a few pieces of shrimp, or are you consuming the entire ring?
Oh, I'm not going to attempt consuming the entire ring at 8 a.m. than dealing with my day.
Okay,
so it's just a few.
So it's not like a tube of Pringles, right? Once you pop, you can't stop. That's the same type of thing. All right, here we go. I'll start the ticker after I read the first question. Good luck, man. Here we go.
Thanks.
Which quarterback have the Elks signed to a 3-year contract?
Trey Ford.
Who did the Oilers beat on Saturday?
St. Louis.
Name one former Oiler on the Blues.
Holloway and Broberg.
Name the other former Oiler on the Blues.
Nobody cares.
What sport does Juan Soto play?
We'll go with baseball.
Boom. Trainer Mark. Nailed it.
No! God. Damn it, Shake, stop it!
They are going to remember that AM radio is a viable and modern source for news and entertainment. Totally. People don't listen to AM like they used to. Seems like it's more about FM and color TV. That's stupid. It sure is, Kevin.
I'm stoked. You stoked?
I'm stoked.
Just stoked. You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Congratulations to Trainer Mark. He's going to get himself some Patatas Bravas at Mr. Mike's.
Hashtag Tammy Strong is also flying into the nasty chat. So
Good, yeah. I hope she's okay today, man. I'll check in on her at the end of the show. Maybe I'll take her some chicken noodle soup. That's what sick people love. A shout out Chicken Noodle Soup for cornering the market on sick people. Other soup brands completely dropped the ball.
Bring back that little alligator one though. The crocodiles. Remember that stuff? The noodles were shaped as like crocodiles or alligators. It was the Lipton brand. And it was like chicken noodle soup, but the noodles were for kids.
That would have been fun.
It was neat to eat.
I think sick adults would like that too.
Absolutely.
Burglar, I see you're exchanging texts with Burglar. Anyway, his last text was, "You got it. Can you give me one? Can you give me one?"
Well, for Burglar,
it is the
absolutely.
season, right? It's the season. Home Alone 2.
Chicken noodle soup. You got it.
That will never not be the funniest thing of my day.
No. Hey, we got what, 9 more days in the 12 days of Christmas?
Send in your "you got it" texts to 780-218-9999. Chicken noodle soup. You got it. You're funny. I love that.
See this stuff here. You ever you recognize that one there?
Oh, alligator soup. I think I remember that.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was like Jalen, but it was.
I haven't seen that.
And when
in a
you're
while.
sick, you're like, this is fun. I'm having fun.
All you have to do, I mean, it's no different than the other ones. It's a huge load of
You
salt.
Just get the alligator
and a
mold
broth
out and put
little
the noodle.
olive.
Yeah. Will you make us? You should take Popeye's chicken. Get a couple of those family packs. Use the chicken to make a Popeye's
homemade chicken noodle soup. That's true love.
Spice in there?
I don't think there's any chance that chicken would last to go in the soup. I think I'd eat it.
You'd be picking and picking.
I think I'd eat all of it.
Yeah. Just the bones.
Yeah. Let's get into 3 questions too many for the great staff over at Park Mazda. And keep those "you got it" texts coming in. Maybe that's how you win text of the day for A&W today. Let's get you a gift certificate so you'll get some of those mushroom mozzarella burgers, eh? Should get some mushroom mozzarellas and wrap them up and give them to people for Christmas.
That's
preemptive Christmas strike.
That's really nice.
Because it's a limited time only, right? So it's technically something they might not be able to get their hands on any other time of the year. So that's good. All right, 3 questions too many for the great staff of Park Mazda. Do you have a liner for the segment, Rick?
Yes, 3 questions too many, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda, where Mitch Lewicki is already passing around the giant card that all the staff will sign for Tammy. Park Mazda, your dealer for life.
Wow, that's big.
That's
big. Yeah. Thank you to Mitch and the staff. You're making me emotional over here.
Well, Mitch makes you feel a lot of things, but now the emotional side
big time emotions
it's
guy.
a new avenue for him.
All right, do you have a Twitter account?
I do, at Lieutenant_Eric. I just tweeted out a picture of that alligator soup, just to put it out there to see if anybody remembers it. I don't know why it kind of got on top of mind here. But also Edmonton Sports Talk at YEG Sports Talk. You'll want to be following the account. Tonight, today, every day, especially, Monday to Friday, kind of know what's going on 6 to 6, but on the weekends, the weekend programming, the Oilers, GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows, all that good stuff when they're on at YEG Sports Talk on Twitter. Edmonton Sports Talk on Instagram, and of course, as we've been saying on YouTube, the drive for 11,000 subs continues. Sub to the channel, like the show, Edmonton Sports Talk on YouTube.
Big Uke texts in and says, Tammy is sick. Now Dusty has to be ... the father. Can you read that one? Can you read that one for me?
The father.
Yeah. Why? Man, that's good. That's really good.
That's a great text, you.
Great pull.
Here, you do the father part. I'll read the rest of the text.
Yeah.
Tammy is sick. Now Dusty has to be
the father. The father.
I don't know why I think it's so funny. Well, I guess because it's hilarious.
You got it.
All right, let's get into it. Question number 1. Look, I don't even know why this is a question. We just talked about this. I think it's very obvious. Guys, $7 million for Holloway and Broberg or Skinner and Arvidsson?
Right now?
Right now.
Yeah. Broberg and Holloway.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is a debate. I don't know anybody who watches this team and goes, $7 million is better spent on Arvidsson and Skinner than it would be on Holloway.
One
and
guy
Broberg.
is literally missing.
Yeah.
And the other one, again, things could change here. I mean, Broberg could maybe flatten out and fall down to some sort of whatever you define as earth.
Yeah.
Holloway's probably, what Holloway is right now.
Well, and they're also both young, and we're going to be around for a long time.
Yeah, and the defensive issue as well was an area of need for this team. They've since gone out and gone their own route, but yeah, I mean, if they could track down Arvidsson, and if Skinner, pops back up and regularly, like I could see this answer change. But right now,
now, I think it's pretty clear where you'd rather spend the $7 million bucks.
Yeah.
One is missing, the other's miscast. That's basically what you got right now with Skinner and
Text
Arvidsson.
that in. You could be going to A&W.
You think so? Well, that's pretty good because then I could take my sisters, my mother, and my. Do the father thing one more time.
Your father. I can't even do it. I'm laughing. A big uncle.
All right, question number 2. Guys, with Ford signed, which pending free agent is the next priority for Ed Hervey? Some of you might go, well, you guys are going to know this. I do know this. I have a bookmarked tweet with CFL free agency. I know that sounds a little too hardcore, but...
Well, that must be a lot of pages because they...
There's a lot of them.
DeMarcus Christmas. We wish, wouldn't that be great if he signed during the season? Like,
you know what, they should do that just for
gift.
fun.
Oh, you have
He's not going to cost you too much.
You don't get these opportunities every day.
You could use the help on the defensive line. Them announcing DeMarcus Christmas signing on the 25th would be great.
That'd be fun.
The answer here is Niles Morgan.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, he probably should have been priority number 1. Nothing against Trey Ford because he's the quarterback, and I get it.
It's not the headline-grabbing sexy one, but yeah, you're right, yeah.
He's an absolute stud. Unless you have, like, he's still young enough. I was going to say, unless you can go out and get like a Jameer Thurman or something. But Niles Morgan, you can't ask for anything more than what Niles Morgan does.
You've manufactured him too. I mean, it's all fine going out. And but so I think he'd love to. I think the relationship's there already, and
I think he should probably be one of the higher paid defenders in the league. Like he's that good. So if you can keep your middle linebacker Niles Morgan. I mean, just some other free agents that you would probably, I mean, you're looking at Purifoy's a free agent. Their secondary's younger-ish, more experienced now. Probably wouldn't mind a veteran in the
Tevin
safety spot
Jones,
again.
Gavin Cobb, I think him and Trey obviously have a good relationship as well there. So
you know what? If they do lose Geno, keeping Tevin Jones would be pretty big.
Yeah, I think so too.
Right?
I think it would give Jones an opportunity to finally kind of assume a role that he's never really had.
Obviously, according to these free agents, you've got Curly Gittens under contract. You've got Dylan Mitchell under contract. If you can't keep Geno Lewis, let's say he runs to Calgary to be with VA, keeping Tevin Jones would be a pretty good get.
Hergy Mayala, would you keep him there with the Canadian Air Force type of theme?
I don't hate him as your one Canadian
I don't
receiver.
either.
I think that's okay.
Kyron Moore's probably gone.
Yeah, I don't know. Tough to come back when you miss that much time with an injury.
Yeah, and kind of a Jones guy type of thing from that era.
Coming from there, yeah.
Achimpong on the D-line, Christmas we mentioned, AC Leonard's probably, Sean Oakman.
Depending on the contract for Oakman, I'd throw him in the middle of that defense again. Yeah. Okay, but anyway, clear favorite here. Now that Trey's done, get Niles Morgan done, then you got your guy you're building around on defense, your guy you're building around offense, and Bob's your uncle at that point. Lucky Charlie says Nick Anderson. Nick Anderson is under contract. He's not a free agent, but we'll see what happens with the NFL window. I wonder if there'll be an opportunity.
Kevin from Bergman Hood, who he deleted the app, reinstalled it, and it works. He was talking about the iHeart thing, so that's good. He says Geno Lewis. I
guess the reason we didn't answer, well, first of all, nothing against Geno, but I do think Niles Morgan is more important to the future of this team, so I'd still have Niles Morgan ahead of Geno Lewis. For some reason, like Geno is not going to get the money here again that he got last time.
And I don't think he
wonder.
should.
No, and you're right.
I
mean, he did score touchdowns like 8 straight games.
No, I know, but I think this is a chance to go a new route and a new direction in that as well.
Will he get the money that he got here somewhere else now? I don't think he'll get as much.
No, but there is a reunion that could happen down south, and
I think he'd get more elsewhere than he will here. So I guess that's why I didn't put him at the top of the list.
He's a Stampeder.
You think so?
I don't know. I could see that happening with Vernon there and reuniting that duo.
Where's the Stampeders free agent list? Let's see here. Is Reggie Bagleton on it? No, Reggie Bagleton's under contract. So I guess I'm just wondering, can you spend that type of money on Reggie Bagleton and Geno Lewis?
Mark and Michelle's a free agent. Odom's Dukes, Philpott.
They'll keep Philpott.
Yeah.
Ooh, Tommy Stevens is a free agent down there.
And Peyton Logan and Dedrick Mills, both the running backs, which is pretty interesting, I wonder. All of their quarterbacks are free agents.
Well, they don't need any of them now.
Aside from,
Yeah. All right, let's get to question number 3 today. If you guys just signed Juan Soto's contract, what would you buy today? With all the money in the world. You can literally buy anything you want. Anything you want.
You don't buy a lottery ticket. You buy like the lottery. and you could
start running your
double it.
own
You
lottery.
could
Yeah.
parlay this and
Trev, think about this. All the money in the world. There's like nothing you can't buy for $750 million. What would you buy today?
a nice juicy Bonaire.
What about Rick? Buy a CFL team.
Buy the league.
Buy the
buy a franchise.
Buy the Riders somehow.
Actually, I don't want that. I don't want.
You
that
wouldn't want to be
smoke.
the owner
Don't
of the
want that
Riders?
Smoke. Nope.
Come on, you and your brother.
Uh-huh.
The Holt brothers purchase Riders after
Put it on the door.
signing Juan Soto type of deal. Trev, what would you buy today? And I know you're in this Fortnite mode right now. Don't say Fortnite. I mean, you can buy anything in the world that you want. Anything.
Yes, I would buy a house back home, right by a lake, so I can fish. That'd be it. And I'd have
big ass house on a lake.
Probably the biggest one. In
You know, you
Southern
could buy your
Alberta.
own lake, right?
Yeah, I probably
You
would
could
do
probably
that. Or
hire people to stock it with fish
or
that
I
you would
could
like in there.
make my own lake too.
You could make your own lake.
Yeah, or a man-made river as well. Have a nice stream coming into the lake,
all the way out to the ocean.
The nice pond, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I could do that, and then I would make my own ski lift on this lake. It would be right by a mountain, so I could ski in the winter.
So you're also going to buy a mountain.
Yes.
Or
Well,
build a
I guess
mountain.
land. I'd buy the land.
So you would buy
the
land.
mountain.
So you would
that
buy
I wouldn't have to
land
make the mountain.
next to a ski hill that's by a lake.
Yes.
Like,
So I
that's
can fish
easier. That's
in the
easier
summer.
than how you described the whole thing.
That is correct. So I could fish in the summer. I can ski in the winter, and that's probably. And I get a quad probably as well. I'd like to have a quad.
A quad would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could buy the quad company.
You could.
I could.
Like
Whatever
this
our
is the
answer
type of
is,
money we're talking about.
we take it up a notch.
You have to crank it up another level.
I could buy the earth.
Yeah. I'd buy Shanks just in case we wanted to move there.
You could buy the whole lot. Not
would.
just Shanks. You could buy and tear down all the other stores just to have Shanks on its own.
Well, I don't, but also across the street, I keep the Arby's up. I buy the Shanks, tear down all that new stuff they've got there, so there's more room for nasty parking, and then I buy that Arby's too.
On this theme, though, Amishman19 raises an interesting point in the nasty chat. Soto was plumb foolish not to sign with the Jays.
Oh, because of the plum. Oh yeah, we don't have to.
We're out.
Lady in the Tramp of
We're
Plum
out.
now.
Yeah, I was sweating on that.
Take
to
that,
be honest.
guys.
I didn't want to do that.
That's a good one. All right, what would you buy if you just signed a deal for $750 million? Big Tuna says I could probably afford steak again.
You want a good steak? Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge tonight, Monday nighter, Week 14, Cowboys and Bengals. Best steak sandwich in the city.
Bronco Nick is suggesting that I buy Creed's music library. You could definitely do that.
Easily, you could buy Creed.
Bronco Nick says he would also buy a minority stake in EST so he can just come in and play crib all day.
I love how he's got that money, but a minority. Wouldn't want the whole thing.
Yeah.
I just want to vote at the
You're not
shareholders
going to get
meeting.
Edmonton sports stock for $756 million. I mean, come on. I mean, Bronco Nick. Man, I don't know what I would buy if I had the unlimited funds that Juan Soto got.
Whatever
today.
you're thinking, like whatever you
I
could
know.
think, it's not enough. Like that's the problem. That's the whole lesson here with this money.
I get a hot tub for sure. I would definitely get a hot tub. Yeah, even I have to buy the neighbor's house to like expand my yard. To have
And it wouldn't be a pain because you'd have so much money to clean it and all that other.
Oh, I would. I'd hire a hot tub person.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, congratulations to Juan Soto for playing baseball and getting $756 million to do so over the next 15 years. All right. Keep those text messages rolling in. They're good ones. Millwood's Matt says Trev could probably buy Fortnite. Like, you could probably buy the entire system, Trev. Hey, can you imagine that? Fortnite Rambo buys Fortnite?
Yeah, I'd like
Incredible.
that. I could rig it so I'd win every single game.
Oh, that's
put myself in a lot of games with bots.
You
make
get your
myself
own
look good.
skin.
Oh yeah, I would.
Yeah, well, that'd be pretty cool too. All right, let's get in. We got Rishaug coming up, but let's get to That Hurts right now. Then we'll do an update. Then we'll have Ryan Rishaug from TSN, of course, the Got Your Back podcast, talking Trey Ford, talking the Edmonton Oilers as well. But let's get into That Hurts right now. For James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law. If you've been injured in an accident, go to jameshbrown.com. And for That Hurts, I mean, I don't want to pry at the Bills fan.
No, pry away. I knew. I made peace with this at the beginning of the week. I knew that this was, as Mike Tenier said, trap game, banana peel, whatever you want to call it. It was tight, but I mean, whatever.
But your quarterback does something that has never been done in the history of the National Football League.
After passing and receiving a touchdown last week on the same play.
You're right.
You're like, for my next act.
That is kind of crazy. I totally forgot about that.
That's way in the past now. That's just a footnote on his career.
He did throw and catch a pass on the same play. But then this week he goes off for 3 touchdowns through the air, 3 more on the ground, and they still lose. So, I mean, you're going to playoffs. You know you're a good team. You know you already beat the Chiefs. So does it hurt that you lose that game, or are you just like, man, Allen is such a freak. Who cares if you lost 44-42?
He's a freak, but as Mike mentioned too, I mean, you want the path. You want to be at home through the whole thing. Allen's a freak. He took a couple of licks yesterday too, which, he takes them and gets up and keeps on ticking. That defense is a bit of a concern sometimes, and against the run. And against, stud players who can put together some athleticism and really burn you. So, yeah, I mean, I worry about some things on that team collectively. McDermott time management, again, was another issue that kind of came down to it. But if Josh Allen can rise above it in the season he's having, who's to say he can't? Maybe he is, and that's an MVP. If you can take warts on your team and cold spray them and basically rise above them so they're not so apparent. That's the DNA and definition of an MVP. Will that happen? That remains to be seen. But yeah, what he's doing is certainly great. It's regular season stuff, so I'm not too. We'll see when we have to go to Arrowhead again.
Another MVP level performance from Josh Allen, no doubt. This was interesting. Entering yesterday, teams with at least 6 touchdowns and 0 giveaways, which is what you guys had.
And no takeaways. I think no giveaways on both sides.
6 touchdowns and 0 giveaways in a game. Teams that had at least 6 touchdowns, 0 giveaways in a game were 245-0 in the Super Bowl era, including the playoffs. Bills are the first team ever to do so in a loss, which is just...
As they should be. That organization, they should be occupying a loser stat.
We're getting a Bills-Lions Super Bowl this year, right? And one of us will be devastated, and one of us will live glory forever.
Either we do, or these two organizations trip themselves up in the conference title games, which is, again, it's going to be Eagles-Chiefs, and it's going to fall flat on its face. Sure, whatever.
Yeah.
But either they tease us and get so close, or we do get the big game, and one of us has to ultimately suffer.
Anyway, that hurts a little bit. That 245-0 stat.
Yeah. I'd like to say I'm surprised, but just another put it on the mantle with the rest of them.
That Hurts is brought to you by James H. Brown. Tonight, actually, it's December 9th, right? Tonight they have their annual Jeannie Brown Christmas dinner at the Hope Mission, where they will be serving over 300 turkey dinners to the homeless. So another absolutely tremendous cause by the crew, Trent and his crew over at James H. Brown. All right, on the way, we've got Ryan Rishaug, lots to talk about with Trey Ford, and of course, the Edmonton Oilers continuing to play very well. Marmot Basin snow report still to come as well, and the wrap for William Huff in the next 30 minutes. That'll lead into the hangout today at 9 o'clock. If you're watching over on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up for us. That would be terrific. And sub to the channel if you haven't already, as we try to make our push to 11,000 subs. And I have Ryan Rishaug's song ready to go.
Yeah,
here
that's the most important thing.
We'll get to the update here, but Awanik showed me it was in here the whole time. I didn't even know it. See, look, listen, here we go.
Timberlake rocks. Is that a mandate of yours? What are we talking about here?
See, so we'll get to that. Shoggy's stuff. I got to reset that bad boy. All right, Shoggy's going to join us coming up here in less than 3 minutes. Let's get to an update right now for Sit and Sleep with Lieutenant Eric.
Juan Soto is a New York Met. He agreed yesterday to a 15-year, $765 million deal. The deal could escalate to over $800 million, making it the largest pact in team sports history. Chiefs clinching their 9th straight AFC West title yesterday, 19-17 over the Chargers. We'll close out Week 14 tonight from the Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. It's the Cowboys hosting the Bengals. Loaded burgers on special throughout the evening, and free heated underground parking is available. The Oilers are back in action tomorrow when they host Tampa to conclude a 3-game homestand. Edmonton have won 5 of 6 following Saturday night's win over the Blues. Lightning yesterday doubling up the Canucks 4-2. Stars dumping the Flames 6-2. Blue Jackets over the Jets 4-1. 3 games on tonight's schedule. Jacob Trouba could be making his Ducks debut when Anaheim visit Montreal. The Rangers are at home to the Blackhawks, while Detroit visit Buffalo. Raptors host the Knicks tonight in the lone game around the NBA. Yesterday, LeBron James missed his first of the season due to foot soreness. Lakers would go on to beat Portland 107-98. Oil Kings with a 3-2 overtime win against the Pats yesterday from Rogers Place. They're back on the ice Saturday at home to the Swift Current Broncos, while Fort McMurray would double up the Devon Extreme 4-2 in the lone AJHL game. Schedule picks up tomorrow when Canmore visit Olds. Sports Update brought to you by Sit and Sleep. Check them out today, South Edmonton Common, next to Planet Fitness.
Timberlake rocks.
Is that a mandate of yours?
God, what are we talking about here? Good question. Can some of it be about sports? Yeah. All he needs to do is just get in front of people and state his case. If they had the mandate from the people, blah, 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 I don't know where that information came from, but I would question it.
Time for the Morning Mandate with Ryan Rishaug.
This is what sports broadcasting is all about.
You know what? That may be a good point, Ryan.
You broke the story, Ryan.
Rishaug is one giant 6'2" pile of Charmin.
8:32 on the Nielson Show. That sounded nice, didn't it? We got Marmot Basin Snow Report coming up, the wrap for William Huff as well. But right now we've got Ryan Rishaug, TSN's Ryan Rishaug from the Got Your Back podcast joining us today. Shoggy, what's going on, my man? How you doing?
So my question is this. How much would it cost to build and maintain a full 9-hole golf course?
Oh, wow.
That no one else was allowed to play unless you invited them. So, like, what would it cost to build a good 9-hole golf course? And then what would the operating costs be through the year?
Well, if you have Juan Soto money, you could build 18. So why are you just going with 9? Right?
No, I feel like 18 is too much. I think 18
you got
is probably getting greedy.
Okay. Like, are you talking money-wise or just, like,
space?
You don't want to be the guy who owns his own 18-hole golf course?
No, I'm actually realistically wanting to know. I think an 18-holer would be too much for even that money. I mean, I don't know, but I'm thinking. I'm trying to be reasonable about this. So I would build a mansion on a 9-hole course that nobody else was allowed to play, and I maintained it and like had it maintained. I had staff.
You have staff and everything, like.
And I want it to last, Dusty. Like I want to be able to play this thing until I'm 79, 80.
Yeah.
A Canadian home with a private 9-hole golf course was listed recently, $13,950,000. So you got a little playing around money after
There's
that.
somebody already had, like, they have their own 9-hole golf course.
Just a property, well-kept clubhouse, storage.
Well, there you go, Shoggy. Just got to care about the staff and you're good to go.
Well, but here's the thing, though. I want a good course. I want a really good course. I want to be picky and I want it to be awesome. Like really
Jack Nicklaus,
good.
You're getting Nicklaus to do it, right? Like,
yeah, fly Nicklaus in, have him design it, and that would be. And then I have to live somewhere where you could play it 12 months a year. So it'd be
probably not going to happen here. Somebody did suggest
indoor.
Somebody just in the chat was like, "Why don't you, if you have that much money, just dome?
You could dome it, dome
the whole thing."
Yeah. No, it's not a bad thought. Yeah,
that would be good. Yeah, Juan Soto, $756 million over 15.
Go over 800.
Just
could escalate over 800.
Absolutely insane. Not Trey Ford money, but still pretty good ticket. Let's go there because they're going to have that availability today at 11:30. Trey Ford gets a 3-year deal. We kind of thought that would be coming down the pipe here right away. It's not elite starter money, but it's starter money, and it's going to go a long way for an opportunity for this guy, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know how many other cities, Dusty, do you think were ready to bring in Trey Ford and say, you are our clear-cut starter? Like hand him the ball and say, you're the guy. Right?
Well,
what do you think
we
that
were
number
talking
is?
about that around the office, Shoggy, last week, and I said, I don't even think there was another market in the league that would have let him compete for the number one job. Like, I think all the other teams have their QBs.
Exactly. So with that said, this is still a really good young quarterback, a good young quarterback that's got lots of potential, the potential to be a franchise starter. Clearly a signal from management, Ed Hervey and company that they believe in this guy, from the head coach. So yes, this is the deal that now it's time for Trey Ford to he's going to get opportunity that's going to come with this deal. You got to get out there and you got to seize this opportunity. It's going to come now for him. And you have to think without question the opportunity is going to come. So now it's about going out there and grabbing it. And the absolute best of Trey Ford needs to come to the facility every single day. And that's what this contract signifies. And I would imagine he's more than ready for that challenge. And but I think this made sense. I think it made sense for the team and for him, given the climate out there and the fact that, this was the team that was probably going to give him the best look.
Certainly don't want to doubt this guy because he has the upside to be the most entertaining player in the league, and you hope that leads to wins. But how important do you think it's going to be that they have a good, experienced veteran backup behind him?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just for the simple fact that you want to have two good quarterbacks in case somebody gets hurt. You want to have another option there. Now, do you bring in somebody who, you could make the argument from day one is or should be the guy?
You don't want to do that, I don't think. I'm
not sure you need
them a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't know you need to spend that money and do that. So I would think you bring in somebody who absolutely has experience. I think you got to bring in the right personality. And I think you need to bring in somebody who, if you have to go to, you feel good about and you still like your chances. But I don't know that you're looking to bring in another almost franchise guy who everyone's going to go, hey, would make total sense for it to be that guy instead. I think you send the signal to Trey Ford that we believe you're ready to take this and run with it. And then you give him every opportunity and you work with him and you see what happens. But to this point, that kind of hasn't really happened yet, at least to my eye. And so now let's see what he can do with it. Man, this city is just dying to cheer for this football club, man. And like Dusty, when they, there were a couple of games this year and things weren't going great, but they fill up that lower bowl, fans come out the tailgating, like they're just dying to love this football team again, aren't they?
Yeah, and I think they're dying to do it with Trey Ford at quarterback.
Yeah.
Right. So
it's exciting.
I still think that, if they deliver, let's say they start 3-2, I think the fans will start coming back pretty quickly. So that's a positive for sure.
You want some entertainment too. Do you think too, Ryan, just opinion based here, a guy like Geno Lewis, would you see it's important that they go out and bring him back to kind of add a veteran presence in that receiving core? Would you be comfortable just, with the money that he normally commands, letting him move on and kind of start afresh there in that department?
Yeah, obviously you want good veteran receivers. Obviously you want people who have been around and understand what it's supposed to look like, guys that can support a young quarterback for sure. They're gonna have to disperse their money in a way that they think sets them up for an offense that makes sense around this player. So you want to get some good veteran receivers in there. Just depends on the dollars and cents. You don't want to hamstring yourself too much. We'll see what they spend here at the quarterback position overall, and then they'll have to kind of piece it all together. I don't think you can overspend on what someone's done in the past. I think they need to really focus on, what a guy's going to be able to do moving forward. We'll see what kind of pieces they want to put in place around them.
Ryan Rishaug with us on the show this morning. Shoggy, let's flip over to the Oilers. Another win on Saturday night against Holloway and Broberg and the St. Louis Blues. And I mean, partially joking with Button earlier this morning, but you score about 4 goals a game and you get goaltending that'll give you a save percentage above .920. Pretty good recipe for putting together a good stretch of hockey here, isn't it? And that's what they're doing right now.
Yeah, well, what do they got? They got 5 of their last 6. I think they're 9 of 13. They're starting to come together. These are the sorts of runs that we saw them go on in the back half of last season when they were one of the better, if not the best teams in the league. So, there are some things that are coming together. Top of the list would be Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid just lighting it up and playing the game at a level and an offensive pace that's, right up there with anybody else in the game. So that has picked up. Stuart Skinner's game has really come around the last little while here. That's helped them out. Their penalty kill got sorted out. The power play still coming around, but a lot of elements of their game have kind of fallen into place. I think a lot of it, there was so much turnover. I think this team kind of needed to figure out what it was, what its strengths were, and the way that they were going to win games, because there was so much turnover from before. that just felt like they weren't sure how to get unstuck when they got stuck. And I think teams learn that about themselves over time. And it feels like this group is kind of learning how to get unstuck when things don't go great for them.
What have you thought of Hyman since he returned to the lineup?
Yeah, really good. Really good. And just, it's not that he wasn't playing well before, but pucks that normally have been going in for Zach Hyman were not going in. And now, he's getting more bounces. He's creating more bounces. I think he's played really well. He looks dynamite next to Connor McDavid. I love the fact they just put that line back together when Hyman was healthy and said, go get it.
Yeah.
No messing around. Just put him right back on that line. He's been dominant. I think Chris Knobloch leveraged the fact that there was probably some disappointment there from Hyman and not making Team Canada. Just open the gate and let him go. The most impressive thing for me was there was zero rust. Like zero rust. And it's not like he missed a month. But still, when you don't play for 5 games and there was a big long break, a 5 or 6 day break within that stretch as well, the fact that he had no rust, he was handling the puck as well as he had in fact, looked better than he had at any point this year.
Holloway and Broberg rolled into town on Saturday, got the course of booze from the crowd. We were talking a bit with Craig earlier this morning. They're having great starts to their careers in St. Louis. They're getting opportunity. I don't know. Would that opportunity have come here this year, you think, Shoggy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Philip Broberg would have been a second pairing defenseman, though he would have had to play over on the right side. Fundamentally, they did not want to do that. They did not want to have him playing on his offside. And I think that's a big part of the reason why they weren't super open to remaining at Edmonton. Among other things. But Philip Broberg would have gotten top 4 minutes, and Dylan Holloway, look at the opportunity that there is on this team for top 6 players.
Yeah, you got Kapanen and Podkolzin playing with Draisaitl.
Oh, my goodness. Like Jeff Skinner, with both Zach Hyman and Victor Arvidsson hurt, Jeff Skinner still can't get into the top 6. That would have been Dylan Holloway all day long. So my belief is, had they stayed here, Philip Broberg would be a top 4 defenseman. Dylan Holloway would probably be a top 6 forward on most nights. And I believe those players are ready to take a step in their career, regardless of whether they had to leave or not. So everything that they're doing for the St. Louis Blues, I believe they would have been doing for the Edmonton Oilers. But I've believed in these players for the last few years. I've been super vocal about it. I think the Oilers botched this badly. I think it was botched along the way, not matching, but in the handling and managing of these 2 assets. And this can't happen with an organization. It can't. You can't lose 2 first-round picks that could step in on, reasonable deals and contribute as much as they have developed into players that can contribute. So yeah, it sucked. It was no good for the team. They've salvaged a bit of it. Podkolzin has been good. Emberson, there's the bones of a pretty good defenseman there. We'll continue to let him develop, but it sucked. So Oiler fans watching Dylan Holloway and Philip Broberg skate around, you should feel pissed off. It shouldn't have happened, and it did. And those are really good players that the Oilers drafted and brought along, and now someone else is reaping the rewards of now they're paying a heavy price for Broberg for sure. At that dollar figure, it's not ideal, but he's going to grow into that deal.
Well, and where they spent the money, 2 guys that I wanted to talk about here, Skinner and Arvidsson, and let's just start with Skinner. You mentioned even with guys hurt, he still couldn't slide back up into the top 6. We were asked last week, when does that opportunity come again? And I didn't necessarily have an answer for anybody. What have you thought of where he's at now? And do you think he deserves, or do you think he'll get another shot with the big boys?
Well, I wouldn't play him ahead of Podkolzin on Draisaitl's line. I wouldn't do that. Like, Podkolzin continues to do the right things and play hard, and Leon really likes having him on his line. And when you watch the way that guy can turn pucks over in the offensive zone, and the thing that Leon had said was, when he turns pucks over, he makes the right play once he has it, and how critical that is. He respects having the puck. He doesn't take it lightly, and he makes good plays with it. So I don't see that changing. So no, my answer on Skinner in the top 6 is no. If he wasn't there with Arvidsson and Hyman out of the lineup, why would he be there?
When will he be, right?
When will he be? So so best case scenario for the Oilers is that he plays well and he develops some chemistry with Adam Henrique, and that they've got a third line that they can throw out there against other teams' good lines, and that he can, on the wall in his own end and defensively, he can hold it together enough to stay on that third line where he can play with Henrique, who can be a creative offensive player too, and that's his place in the lineup, and he holds that. Now, when Evander Kane comes back, then all bets are off, and it's reshuffle everything. But he's working reasonably hard, but it has not worked at all with Skinner. Has not gone to plan at all, and not an ideal situation, because that could have been the money that went to Dylan Holloway.
And then what's happening with Arvidsson? I mean, we had a great text bit last week. Where is he and what's he doing?
It'll be Sweden the next time we see him.
Yeah, it's been a weird one, hasn't it, Shoggy? I mean,
yeah, no, it has, because there was a point where he was close, and so I mean, listen, we're not in the medical room. We don't know, your instinct is like, well, what's taking so long? What's taking so long? But I mean, I don't know that the guy's walking around, taking his time back there, not caring. I mean, he's working hard trying to get back. Injuries are funny things. We don't have the details on what it is. But again, if you look at his history, he's good for missing 20, 25 games most seasons. Yeah. So he's just kind of doing it all at once here. And when he comes back, there's a spot for him. There's a spot for him in the top 6, I believe. And, we'll kind of see how it goes. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's been a weird one. It's been a very weird one.
And when's the next episode drop, buddy? Tomorrow night after the game?
No, we're going tonight. We got a Monday night off night pod. So Brownie and Struds. And then we'll be post game tomorrow night as well.
Excellent, buddy. Good catching up with you, man.
Yeah, you too, guys. Have a great Monday.
There you go. That's Ryan Rishaug wants to buy a 9-hole course. I mean, you could definitely do 18. It's $756 million, right?
Well,
but I guess staffing costs for the rest of his life.
Yeah, but staffing,
maybe.
Again, that's fit to flavor. Like, do you want? You can lowball people or bring in some other people. Like, you don't need Jack and Nicholas. You could have Nicholas.
Sounds like Shoggy's not happy with the simulator, right? Now he wants to do a whole course.
Simulate the life.
That's
he could buy AI and do wouldn't have to golf a day in his life. He'd
probably could do something like that.
Experience it through the through the meta.
That's pretty impressive. I mean, they really screwed up the Holloway and Broberg. Whatever. I mean,
you're still hanging on.
Well, I mean, I know. I mean, that is one of the worst mismanagements you've seen in the National Hockey League. You go out, you have cap space, you go out and spend it all on older guys, and then you get 2 first-round picks that you've been developing for a few years scooped from you. The rest of the league must have been absolutely just laughing their asses off at Jeff Jackson at that moment.
And astute by the Blues as well to pounce on.
I mean, totally.
We always complain, we never see opportunities. It'd be more exciting if we did. Well, here you go. There was a chance, and then they took it.
2 first-round guys to the same team on the same day. Like, that is just all-time bad cap management. That's ugly.
Todd Gack says Nicholas designs stink.
Oh, well, there we go. Now we know. And look, the Oilers, they may overcome this. They may still win a cup, maybe this year, maybe the next year, and you go, well, who cares about Broberg? But it's about completely blowing it with 2 guys that you've been developing for years. That's what it's about. I mean, it's an awful
They won't
look.
not win cups because of it, will they?
I don't know. Like, if they're in the playoffs this year and Skinner and Arvidsson are old and hurt and out of the lineup, you probably would have rather had a younger, faster Dylan Holloway in there.
97 and 29, the great eraser. I mean, you can overcome a lot.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the snow report. And let's find out what happened at the weekend out in Jasper up at Marmot. Snow report.
So stoked. Like, winter's here. I'm stoked. You stoked?
I'm stoked.
Just so stoked.
Yes.
I mean, it came down last night, what, a good 5 inches?
Last night, I think so. Something like that, and a couple feet the day before.
We've got a 5-foot base with 5 inches of freshie on top.
It's your snow report from Marmot Basin. They got snow night before last, 2 nights ago. 11 centimeters of new snow in the past 2 days. 113 centimeters so far this season. 57 centimeters of settled snowpack. -10 this morning. Forecast high of -7 for today. And the skies are mainly clear. Great conditions, both snow-wise and weather-wise, out at Marmot. For more details and all the great deals they got there, skimarmot.com.
Clap your hands. ass. Clap your hands. Clap your ass. The body rock. 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 Clap your ass. Don't stop. Clap your ass. Don't stop. Clap your ass.
Skiing! Snow report, Marmot Basin. That's the latest. 113 centimeters so far this season. 57 settled snowpack right now. I don't know if any of this is great or good or what, because I don't ski myself. Marshall's going skiing in January, just on a little school trip.
Yeah. No poles.
We'll see how it goes. Probably not. Just
off the big ramp.
Snowplow the whole way.
Pizzing it down.
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah. And I always have a great day. Brian signs off those.
You know what? It's a nice
conditions
email
are good.
every
Yeah,
morning.
it's very just gets you going.
You got to be pretty excited about it, I think. Jill's saying, guys, it's becoming the best segment, the snow report. Yeah.
Nuts.
I don't know what it says about the rest of the show because we just started that last week.
Get out there, yeah.
But, man, it is fun. We do have fun with it. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. Like we said, this got to be a 300 show. Trey Ford is signed. We're 16 likes away. Let's change that right now. Hammer the thumbs up for us. Sub to the channel if you haven't already. We know there's lots of you who are watching without subscribing to the channel. Just a little sub.
You can't hide. We ran the numbers.
You don't have to turn notifications on or anything. Just sub to the channel. Be much appreciated. All right, let's get into the wrap for William Huff. If you want your place to look as good as ours, WilliamHuff.com. Or for Christmas decorations, YouTubeTrev.com.
Yes, he's on call.
And look at that. You can't
charge
even,
by the hour, right?
These things are just floating. You can't even tell. They're just floating. That's how good a decoration it is.
No.
I think that's what I'm most happy about.
The stockings?
The stockings, how they came out.
Yeah. They did, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm just looking at them now, and I don't even know how they're sticking to that TV.
I don't see any tape.
Me either.
Amazing. You're a magic man. You're a magic man.
A magician.
Boys, thank you.
Maybe.
What did we learn on the show today?
We learned that your wife's she's got the what do they call it? The female flu.
She's not doing very well. I texted with her today.
But again,
she's like, I'm trying to get up and take the kids to school. I said, well, just leave them and I'll come home. I'll take them to school. It'll be a little
late.
Just a little bit late.
Bring a little McDonald's. Hey, they'll be the heroes of the
wouldn't that be something?
No, but again, she's got her gender to kind of champion here. You were out for a month.
I was out
This
for a
should
month.
only knock her out, 12 hours at the max. But she should be fit as a fiddle. She should be cooking your supper later tonight.
You know, we joke about this stuff, but when it comes to sicknesses and flus and stuff, women are way tougher than us.
Well, because they get sick once a month.
It's not
they
even
go
close.
They go through it once a month. Like they know their body's like,
and they just like
it's
adjust
like a
and
vet,
go like,
It's like a
man. They very much impress me. Like Tam is an absolute trooper, and I mean I'm the exact opposite.
We all. I admit it.
Yeah.
I go down like a sack of bricks.
I also learned that Trev won Fortnite 4 times.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, we've nicknamed
He's a killer.
him Fortnite Rambo.
I posted my favorite kill over the weekend on my Twitter. So you want to go check that out. It was pretty sick.
Did you shoot somebody in the head?
Yeah, I did. It was a headshot with my shotty.
From afar. So how many weapons are you rolling with?
I think you have like 6.
When you start, or do you have to pick
you
them
have
up along the
nothing.
way?
Yeah, you pick them up along the
You
way.
have nothing. So it's like Hunger Games.
Yep. And then along the way,
it really is just a ripoff of Hunger Games, is it not?
Pretty much.
So you get dropped in with nothing, and
yeah,
then
like the idea of it probably came from Hunger Games.
Have you been building things?
Oh yeah,
good.
I'm a builder. I'm a professional builder.
Do you build like just a house you can live in, or do you have to build like stuff you can protect to protect yourself?
It's just
I just get in there and start building a home.
That's how it kind of started when Fortnite first. Everyone's just building all these cool things, but then it kind of you get over that.
Yeah.
Now it's just situational.
All right, so I learned that today as well, and
Bonaire, I think, kind of.
Yeah, we got to put that on the
our
map.
imaginations. Hey, I mean that's
Krallen Dick Bonaire.
Changing 300.
Oh, changing 300.
Krallen
Excellent.
Dick Bonaire.
That's where Mike the Michigan fan was.
Sounded
at,
out. Sure, yeah.
All right, let's get to your text of the day today. Of course, all your texts straight to the Paris Jewelers inbox, and one of them will win text of the day for A&W, where the mushroom mozzarella burger is not only back, it's delicious.
T-Mac, the rugby guy, trying to steal that text of the day. You can't even see the tape, can you, Trev? I like Christmas Vacation.
Oh, that's a good one. T-Mac's already in the mix. One of his other ones is even better.
The Comrie Brick Store?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
We had a lot of great texts today, you guys.
Good.
The Buddy, Mama, and Uncle Burger, the Big Unk Timeless Classics are back. What are you waiting for? The mozzarella, the cremini mushrooms, the grilled onions, and the grainy Dijon aioli. mushroomy, mozzarella goodness at your nearest A&W, starting at just $4.99. All right, text of the day. Here's who I've got down here, everyone. I got T-Mac, the rugby guy. Mm-hmm. Big Uke had a good one. What was the Big Uke? Let's look up the Big Uke one.
Did it involve the father?
I think it did. I think that was Uke's. That was a...
Yeah, Tammy is sick, and now Dusty has to be the father. T-Mac, the rugby guy, had I still boo Comrie when I drive by a brick store. That was really good.
That's a good one, too. Let me see here. I thought I had Bill the teacher down for one, too.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, my search function's not working.
I'll bring him over the boat here.
See what Bill the teacher had. I had him.
Where are you, Bill?
Here we are, Bill the teacher. Oh, no, that was just with the Eras tour over, there's an opening for a big concert tour for you, for your singing.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I think we got to go Big Uke. It makes me giggle like a schoolgirl.
That's the path to
or
victory.
A schoolboy every time. All right, congratulations, Big Uke. You have won text of the day. Sound of the day today, we got to go back to day 3 of Lieutenant Eric's 12 Days of Christmas as it just gets better and better.
First day of Christmas, EST gave to me local programming 6 to 6 daily. On the second day of Christmas, EST gave to me 2 TVs for read and local programming 6 to 6 daily. On the third day of Christmas, EST gave to me 3 artichoke hearts, 2 TVs for read and local programming 6 to 6 daily.
Sound of the day.
Already day 3, hey?
Oh, man.
Get your shopping going there.
We are 25% of the way through, yeah?
You also figured out what you're going to get buttoned for next weekend as well. 6 o'clock August, some birdie boos, little
EST socks.
EST pack, yeah. I like it.
Yeah, no, that'll be a nice little present. I'm going to see Button this weekend at the World Junior A Challenge. If you want to get down to Camrose and watch some really good hockey, lots of draft eligible prospects in the mix there. Should be a pretty fun weekend. I will be calling the bronze medal and gold medal games on Sunday on one of the TSN channels. I never know which one, but it keeps me guessing, and it's exciting.
I'll say 3.
Okay. Oh, wow. Nice one. TSN 3.
Sure.
I like it. All right. Tonight, we already did the challenge earlier. So if you missed that, you got to scroll on back. But Bengals and Cowboys tonight. Join LTE, Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge.
As my 10-year said, should be a shootout.
Loaded burger?
Loaded burger on special. Free heated underground parking. So if you got a little of that hard rain or wet snow, whatever it is, you take it down there. It'll warm up, brightly lit, secured, the whole bit. It's great, and it's free. So go down, park there, come up, watch the game. We spun the wheel today as well. Mike Tenier also wants it on the wheel, and I say we have to bring him in next week on the Monday. He's got to get
We'll put him on the wheel. If we spin him, we'll bring him in, then we'll spin it again.
T. Higgins, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
The wheel is just.
That snow yesterday was heavy.
I waited till the evening to shovel, too. What a mistake that was.
I shoveled the driveway, and then I went, because I was setting up the boards yesterday for the backyard rink.
Yeah.
I shoveled my entire backyard with that heavy snow.
Terrible.
2 heart attacks.
Yeah.
Bounced back both times.
Yeah.
But it was.
You hear that, Tammy?
It was heavy. It was heavy. I can barely move my arms today because of all the lifting of heavy snow.
Maybe a day in bed for you.
You know what? I should get some rest.
I think you should get some rest.
My poor sick wife.
Go feed her some substance. Give her some substance.
I'm going to take her a bacon and egg her. Here's have some substance.
And chewed up like a bird. Huh?
All right, the hangout is coming up. Tommy Gazzola's in the house. Matawanik's in the house. Murray McCourt is in the house. And that'll be a good conversation. If you're watching on YouTube, turn on autoplay. It'll take you right over to the hangout. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, small dose of Whale and the Wolf, and then the hangout will begin. I'll be back with you on the Lock Shop at 11. Trey Ford press conference coverage right here on Edmonton Sports Talk at 11:30 today, and then the oil stream at noon. But stick around for the hangout. For YouTube, Trev, Fortnite Rambo,
the killer,
voice of an angel over here, Lieutenant Eric. I'm Dustin Nielson. Thank you very much for joining us. Tell your friends about EST, and have a great day and take it easy.